ahead of those dangerous falls because we've been seeing a lot of them this year.
Phone number if our listeners want to reach you and your team.
630-616-6249 or allaboutaccess.com.
Stephen A. Leahy, my car passenger today. I pick him up at a undisclosed site because we don't want to get his car towed. And I'm like, sit in front. He's like, I'd rather do driving Miss Daisy. So he sits in the back, sipping on his old style from Dundee and Skokie Boulevard all the way down. You know, just in case my neck's getting sore trying to talk to you, so I'm not going to talk to you. It'll save my neck challenges. Hi, Stephen A. Leahy.
Well, thank you, David. And first of all, I want to say thank you so much for the ride.
That's good.
That's really nice.
Joe, you think he goes into his pocket?
Oh, and I also want to thank Joe for breakfast.
You think?
All right, no, but same problem at breakfast. I didn't see him reaching for any
he's
money.
got the flipper arms. He's got the elevator.
Yeah, here's why. When I when I got the message last night to meet David, he said, "I'll buy breakfast." So I was looking for him to buy breakfast.
What? Hang on.
I know that's something else, isn't it?
If our listeners want to reach out to you,
call me 312-664-6649. Today I'm going to talk about business owners and what they should know to try to avoid a audit.
Joe, you figure after all these years, they've probably driven them down probably 90
gas money would help.
Maybe a Benjamin. Like, maybe
I'm a sponsor
or
I'm a customer
or something.
Instead of just crawling in my back seat and start talking for like 35 minutes. Like, Steve, the meter's on. Shut up. All right, if our listeners want to reach out to you, how do they reach out to you?
Totally opposite what he told me on the way down.
How do they reach out?
We got a 35-minute ride, he told me. Keep talking.
How do they reach you before I turn your mic off?
312-664-6649 or go to fightbacknow.com.
You got it.
I got my new spot on the air today.
You got it? Fightbacknow.com.
Fightbacknow.com.
That's awesome. All right, Tom, 5 miles east of the Hochberg Shopping Center. We might as well make you a host of the show, Tom. You've been on basically 5 weeks in a row, it feels like.
You have to be out of something to talk about. You have to be done.
Oh, God, I can never, ever be out of things to talk about.
How about parking downtown, Tom?
It is just so lovely. I mean, and the problem is when you drive a truck that's 17 feet tall.
Why'd you have to buy such a big truck?
Well, because I'm a big guy.
No.
Yes, I am.
Exactly.
Wow.
We're off to a roaring start here.
Wow.
What are we talking about, Mr. Janke?
We are just like what Frank was saying, with the holidays coming up, people are coming into the store asking all the time, what can they do to spruce up their house? With simple things, we're not doing a big, huge remodel job. So we're going to talk about some of the things that you can do to just kind of give your place a facelift.
All right. If our listeners want to reach out to you, you're open today?
We are open today. We're open from 9 until 5. You can reach us at area code 708-343-3900. But more importantly, go to our website at buildersupplyoutlet.com.
MegaPros Joe, MegaPros Home Improvement.
Megapros.com.
Judy called Joe to wish this morning. Joe hands a phone to me, and I go, "Hey, sweetheart," and she's like, I just want to wish you a great show, and then went into some other things like I can't mention on the air. So I'm like, Judy, it's David Hochberg. You might want to stop right. And I passed the phone back to you.
I think she said, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I was all excited. I tricked her.
And she was talking about what she would like to do with you later.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she knew she was talking
Oh,
about
yeah. There you go, Joe.
Yeah, I said, she's like, we're not going to have time. I'm like, it's 30 seconds.
Thank you for the warm-up.
No worries. What are you talking about today, Joseph?
I would like to take any listeners' questions on pre-planning their kitchen or bath.
All right.
So if you could send us a picture, we could walk through a budget. We could do preliminary design.
Okay. You could send that to 312-591-8900. That's a MegaPros call, text, and photo line. This is Home Sweet Home Chicago on 720 WGN. Coming back out of the break, we're throwing it over to Stephen A. Leahy, talking about tax challenges after these messages.
WGN.
That's the sound of the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program, saving you money and energy. With rebates on Energy Star appliances, so you can come back to a home full of savings. Discover more ways to save at ComEd.com/home savings. ComEd, powering lives.
BMO Harris is a proud sponsor of the Home Sweet Home Chicago radio program. If you, like many other homeowners right now, are considering a home renovation project, contact BMO Harris Bank to learn more about how they can help you finance your projects. For more information, visit them at bmoharris.com/homesweethome. That's bmoharris.com/homesweethome. Or just click their link on the WGN Home Sweet Home Chicago program page.
Despite whatever you may have heard about the real estate market lately, if you're interested in buying or selling a home or need to sell, don't worry that you've missed the boat. In my mind, it's always a great time to buy the right property at the right price. I'm Lisa Dent. I'll tell you what, I'm a big fan of Amy Kite. I've known her for years. It's Amy Kite with Keller Williams Realty Infinity. Amy knows there's lots of reasons people decide to move, one of which is people are uncoupling and moving apart and needing to find one or two new homes and sell their current home. In cases like this, Amy becomes more like a real estate planner, taking into consideration the needs of both parties and helping them move as seamlessly as possible into the next phases of their lives. Listen, Amy says properties are still moving and everyone needs a roof over their head. Don't let the fear of a fluctuating market stop you from living your best life. Call Amy Kite and she will sell your home. Go to amywillsellyourhome.com. That's amywillsellyourhome.com.
JC Restoration, your trusted property damage expert, has merged with Colorado-based national firm Blue Sky Restoration Contractors. As part of the Blue Sky family, they will continue to offer the best around-the-clock restoration and emergency mitigation services for properties affected by water, fire, smoke, mold, or storms in the greater Chicagoland area. Plus, they're now able to provide commercial roofing and healthcare restoration services. Blue Sky provides commercial, industrial, governmental, residential, and multifamily restoration, renovation, environmental, and roofing services across the nation. Your familiar Chicago area crew is operating business as usual with a larger team and more resources, responding to any property damage needs. Blue Sky's engaged employees bring experience and teamwork to anyone who owns or manages property, provides property insurance, or manages property insurance claims. For more information on Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, formerly JC Restoration, visit gobluesky.com. That's goblusky.com. Or call 800-266-5677. JC Restoration is now Blue Sky Restoration Contractors and here to serve you.
Get all the gridiron info from those in the know on Chicago Football Weekly with Jared Payton and Caitlin Sharkey. Tonight at 6 on WGN TV.
Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Whoop, there goes the 39.
Exactly.
Okay. Now what happens?
You still owe it.
I know you owe it there, Zippy.
Is that something new?
Well, that's a technical term here.
I thought that was an endearing term.
Yeah.
Zippy. Kind of like fluffy. Just cool it, Zippy.
There's an Urban Dictionary. Look up Zippy. I can't explain it on the air. Else we'll get turned off and Dean Richards will walk in here.
Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200. There's a car that sits outside of Dean Richards' condo every Saturday just in case we go off the rails to rush him down here.
He's like an emergency.
Yeah,
number.
there's a Chicago police squad there and a car. Yes,
They wouldn't even act like we left. They would
right.
just be,
It'd be just
hi,
like,
good morning.
I'm Dean Richards.
That's all he
You
has
see
to
the
say.
new Top Gun movie? It's fantastic. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Go to WGNDavid.com. Yes, I know 219. You win nothing for texting in that I gave out WLS's phone number. So don't call.
I know. I thought I heard that.
I was wondering why we're not getting any phone calls. And the WLS switchboard blowing up.
Really slow.
312
very slow.
981-7200.
Yes.
I want to thank Ben and Jack for saying, what station are you at? Are we
Right.
at WGN Radio? I'm like, yeah, what?
I didn't want to keep
Because I gave the wrong station's phone number out. Okay, there you go. Off to a roaring start. 312, first mistake this year, Joe.
312.
Oh, no, I got a
981
tally going.
981-7200. Schluter.
Can you imagine some receptionist?
Oh.
Can I refinance if I have an equity line? What the hell? What are you talking about?
That poor call screener at WLS. What the hell happened? We're running a colon cleaning commercial. I don't know anything about this. 312-981-7200. Megapro's call, text, and photo line. Stephen A. Leahy.
Yes.
I wish we could go live to show everybody your chair is awfully low and you look like you're a height challenged individual. And it looks hysterical, but nobody can understand why really we're all laughing.
Big little leprechaun.
Yes.
I'm just trying to get behind this green screen.
Oh, yeah. You're doing a great job. You're almost going to be under the table. So
it's
what
like
do we
photo shoot?
I can actually see Frank over the top of Steve.
Steve's 6'7".
Yes, you do look weird.
And he looks like he's 5'3". So what do we do?
It's all about the optics.
Optics. Business owners can reduce their risk of an audit.
Yes.
Is this because the IRS hired 87,000 new agents?
Not because of that, because you could do these things before, but now obviously you're going to be more likely. I know they keep telling you, "Oh no, don't worry about it. We're not going to audit anybody." They're auditing people,
right?
And it's just
you would know.
It's just the way it's got to go. First, you got to think about it. How are they going to train all those people to go after the 400,000 or more people? Well, they don't start there, right? They're going to hire someone. They got to start training them. Well, how are they going to train them? They got to train them on the easier cases. The easier cases are people less than 400,000. It just makes sense. How can you avoid it? The answer is you can't. But by the time they do it, because it's going to be a year, 2 years, 3 years before they really get ramped up. Janet Yellen and all these other politicians, they'll be gone. So when you call, you won't have to call them on it. Like, hey, you said you weren't going to audit us. Oh, well, I was wrong.
No,
remember, we have an election coming up, so
I was kidding.
They're all saying, yeah, oh, no, that's just ridiculous. I keep hearing, 50,000, because you hear this number, 87,000 people that they're hiring, and people will say, well, we got 50,000 people that are going to retire, so we're just going to replace them. No, they're already in the budget. The 50,000 that are retired, they're already in the budget. They're going to replace them and put 87,000 new people on.
I just want to make this statement for the 87,000 people they're hiring that are looking at new houses. I know a great mortgage professional. So what about?
I think that's a good. That's a good market.
That was a good segue. So how can business owners reduce their risk?
Well, first, who pays the most in taxes in our society? Business owners.
Yeah.
They pay the most. Many small business owners don't take advantage of the tax code, right? There's lots of things in the tax code that can help you avoid taxes. You're not evading taxes. You can avoid taxes. That's totally legal to avoid paying taxes legally.
Right.
But they don't use those statutes, the rules in there for their own benefit, and they don't structure their business correctly, right? So I'm too small, I'm just going to be this sole practitioner. Well, then you're paying a self-employment tax on 100% of your income, and that's another 15%.
And what you're saying is there's ways after
Exactly.
it's like Ray Kaplan, right? You
Yes.
could go get your student loan and go through FAFSA and not know all of the different opportunities out there that you could get scholarships and rebate and discounts and all this stuff. Which is what Ray and her team do every day. That's what you do for business.
Ray and I talk a lot about this because we both do bankruptcies. We kind of come from that bankruptcy world, but it's very similar because it's the government. It's the same rules, right? They apply it to taxes. They apply it to student loans. It's the government.
Can you give after the break? Right, because we have to give out Joe's Social Security number after the break. We promised everybody. So get your pens, a good pen and a piece of paper.
My
ready.
Social Security?
No, Joe Bryan.
Oh,
we're gonna get. I told everybody at the bottom of the hour. So I always keep my promise. Can you just give us a couple of tips, quick tips that our listeners?
Okay, here's the biggest one.
I said after the break.
Okay,
he doesn't listen.
I'm sorry. What'd you say? See why I wasn't listening?
I gotta go. I got the Mary hotline next to me. What are you blowing through the break for? Just stay calm.
I'm calm.
It's okay. We got 2.5 hours. 312-981-70, and we got to do something about the chair because that shine off the top.
We can't look at you anymore.
It's like I need sunglasses.
It's like a leopard.
Look at the shine off of that head. I mean, planes landing at O'Hare. O'Hare just called, said, you please either put a hat on or put some freaking powder on it because you're screwing up the beacon on the way out to whatever the landing pattern is. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. See, I got it right. This is Home Sweet Home Chicago on 720 WGN.
When news breaks in Chicago or the world, you'll hear it here, and we'll talk about it here. This is Chicago's very own 720 WGN, or download the WGN Radio app and stream us live.
WGN Radio News is on the air. Good morning at 10:30. I'm Don Kleppen. A third person's been arrested in the death of an Illinois police officer. In sports, homecoming for Northwestern this afternoon. They're hosting Wisconsin. Coverage starts at 2 o'clock. Dave Ennett and Ted Albrecht have the call right here on WGN at 2:30. Blackhawks finish their preseason in St. Louis today against the Blues, and it's day 2 of the MLB playoffs. Cleveland, Seattle, Philadelphia, and San Diego all looking for 2-0 series leads. WGN traffic on the interstates right now. Starting to see some delays build on the Kennedy. Inbound brake lights from Fullerton to the Burn, 46 minutes from O'Hare downtown, 33 from Montrose. The express lanes are solid inbound starting at Fullerton. You could still save about 13 minutes in those. Outbound's half hour back to O'Hare. Eisenhower's 35 in from 390 downtown, half hour the other way. And the Dan Ryan inbound delays from 31st to the Burn interchange. The Dan Ryan exit to the outbound Stevenson closed indefinitely as that ramp needs to be repaired after some damage from a brush fire earlier last week. A third person's now facing charges in the death of a Bradley, Illinois police officer. 22-year-old Xavier Harris of Bradley is facing 2 counts of obstructing justice and 2 counts of concealing or aiding a fugitive. Darius Sullivan and Zandria Harris are already facing first-degree murder charges. On December 29th, Officer Marlene Ritmanek was shot and killed while she and her partner responded to a call at the Comfort Inn Hotel. The other officer, Tyler Bailey, was also shot and critically hurt. A man was shot at by multiple people on Chicago's west side early this morning. Police say a 29-year-old victim was shot at by multiple men around 3:50 a.m. on Cicero Avenue. The offenders fled the scene. The victim was hit once in the back and the leg. He was taken to Mount Sinai and is in fair condition. The victim was unable to provide further details, and there's no one in custody this morning. President Biden's recent comments about a potential nuclear strike from Russia is having ripple effects across the globe. On Thursday, Biden said the U.S. has, quote, not faced the prospect of Armageddon since Kennedy and the Cuban Missile Crisis, end quote. European leaders say they do not have any intel suggesting Russian President Putin plans to deploy nuclear weapons. A fundraiser is being held today for a toddler who was killed in a hit-and-run crash in Albany Park. 18-month-old Hermes Cardona Rios was in his family's SUV on Monday when he got out and stepped into the path of a pickup truck near Pulaski and Wilson. The driver didn't stop. Surveillance photos helped police track down the truck, but the driver's not been caught. Today's fundraiser is at noon at Ruby's Fast Food near the scene of the crash. The boy's parents will be there. A GoFundMe's been set up to help pay for funeral expenses. And the fans have voted, and the results are in. Taco Bell is bringing back a trademarked item, the original commercial for the smothered burrito, the Enchirito. It dates back to 1979. Now it'll soon be back on the menu after a vote-driven contest ruled it a fan favorite. The Enchirito will be available for a limited time only, though, from November 17th through the 30th. The forecast from the WGN Chicago Weather Center. Mostly sunny skies today, but chilly and a bit breezy. Wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour. The high is only 59 degrees. And then tonight, mostly clear and colder. Areas of frost away from the lake. Low 37 for the city tonight, and then near 30 in the outlying areas. For Sunday, though, mostly sunny and milder. Temperatures up near 70 degrees. High is officially 68 tomorrow. The extended outlook shows temperatures and more sunshine on Monday. Temps in the 60s, that is, to start the work week. And on Tuesday and Wednesday, we may reach into the 70s. Currently, though, 47 at O'Hare, 49 at Midway, 46 downtown along the lakefront, all under mostly sunny skies. Celebrating our 100th year serving Chicago, I'm Don Kleppen on Chicago's very own 720 WGN.
Can you smell that? Yep, the inescapable scent of pumpkin spice everywhere, crisp fall air, and soon the smell of burning leaves. Before those telltale signs of fall send you into a frenzy to have your home entertainment ready in time for the holidays, take a trip to Builders Supply Outlet and the Edge Kitchen and Bath. Let their expert team maximize your existing space. They can modernize the look of your kitchen and bath by incorporating the latest trends and premier materials homeowners want to enhance their home. The best part? It's all in stock now. So go ahead and spice up your kitchen with new shaker cabinets or your bath with a sleek new vanity with a lighted makeup mirror. Add a touch of luxe with granite or quartz countertops or new faucets and hardware. You'll find everything in one convenient place. Builders Supply Outlet and the Edge Kitchen and Bath are located just 5 miles east of the Oak Brook Shopping Mall on Cermak Road at 25th Avenue in Broadview or online at buildersuppplyoutlet.com.
If you're looking for the best possible Ford buying experience in Chicagoland, trust Joe Cotton Ford on North Avenue and Carroll Stream. At Joe Cotton Ford, we treat every customer like family. We currently have a great selection of new and used cars and trucks available in the showroom and on the lot. But please call ahead or stop by for the latest inventory. And you can always stop in and order a new car or truck with our expert guidance. Mustangs, F-150s, Transit vans, and more in the color, style, and with all the bells and whistles you want. And Joe Cotton Ford's service and parts department is second to none. We can service all Ford cars and SUVs, F-150 trucks, Super Duty trucks to 550s, and medium-duty commercial trucks up to F-750. Transit connects up to 350 as well. So for your next Ford car, SUV, truck, or commercial vehicle, see Joe Cotton Ford on North Avenue at Gary in Carroll Stream, or visit joecottonford.com.
Jumping into this rapidly evolving real estate market, then you need a realtor who understands the market and, most importantly, understands you and your goals. I am Kari Kohler with the Kohler Group at Coldwell Banker, and my team and I have over 15 years of successful real estate experience centered in the areas west of 59. We know finding the right home for you and your family can be life-changing, and that's what we strive to do every day, change lives. We ask questions, really listen, dig deep to determine how you want your home to be different from your current home. We work closely with you to ensure we're addressing your top priorities. It's what makes us the realtor group that clients most trust and recommend. If you're seeking to buy or sell property in St. Charles, Geneva, Naperville, or surrounding areas, let the Kohler Group use our expertise to find the home you're looking for and change your life. Go to thekohlergroup.co.
Bears fans, tune into Marquee Sports Network on Wednesdays for Bear Essentials, presented by Bet Rivers, featuring in-depth breakdowns and exclusive interviews with Bears personnel, only on Marquee Sports Network. Visit marqueesportsnetwork.com/Bears for the full schedule.
Tune in to The Workers' Mic, powered by the Midwest Coalition of Labor. Every Sunday morning from 8 to 9, The Workers' Mic, the voice of working people. Sponsored by Macon Financial, Premise Health, and Boya Financial. Right here on 720 WGN. Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Steve, we got a text message here for you. You ready?
Yes.
Stop whining.
How about whining?
It's W-I-N-I-N-G. I don't think that's how you spell whining, but
that's almost winning.
I know. Stop winning. Or why? That's why I read it twice. I'm like, stop winning. We need 400,000 plus to pay their fair share. Warren Buffett agrees. Are you saying anything that people shouldn't? Our listeners and our non-listeners, because the rich people don't listen to the show. Let's face it. Why would you? You have too much money. You don't need to listen to the show.
Whatever.
Even though they should.
Am I saying that people shouldn't pay their taxes? Absolutely not.
Thank you.
You got to pay your taxes. But the problem is just because you have to pay your taxes doesn't mean you should overpay your taxes. Too many Americans overpay because they're afraid of the IRS, and so they don't take the deductions that they're entitled to. Is this person saying that the people who are running their own business shouldn't take the deductions that they're entitled to?
I don't know. 708.
That doesn't make any sense.
312-981-7200.
I don't whine. Okay, I complain a lot, but I don't whine.
Well, you might not think you whine.
You don't even sound like you're complaining.
Joe, I've been driving him for 15 years. He whines a lot. He doesn't realize what he's doing.
I don't know him from
It's just not true. It's just not true.
It's an accurate
If I was whining all the time, David wouldn't let me get in the car with him all the time. So there's evidence right there and he has an attorney. We just look at all the evidence.
In the front seat anymore.
It's selective listening. 312-981-7200. So 708, give us a call. I mean, back up what you're saying. Let's have a conversation. Mr. Schluter?
If that texter started a business and started doing matching payroll taxes and everything else that entrepreneurs have to take on so the country can move forward, they would never have texted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 312.
My new spot today is going to tell you. Business owners are the backbone of America.
Yep.
Right? They just are. And so if we're going to try to let them prosper, that's what I'm trying to help people do.
And a lot of small business owners, as you know, because you see the tax returns, aren't making over $400,000 a year.
No.
Okay, they're squeaking out 60, 70, 80, and maybe their spouse works or
maybe they're doing 200 and they're doing okay, but they're the ones that do. When they talk about this tax gap, and you keep hearing about it, when they're talking about shrinking the tax gap, that's not people making over $400,000. That's the regular business owner. They're trying to squeeze every dollar they can because they're not reporting all their income. They're cheaters. Most people aren't cheating, okay?
Give a quick tip.
Well, again, the one thing would be get your business off of your personal tax return. That's the best.
And you know what,
Yes.
Steve, let me help you there, is that you help people structure those small things.
Exactly.
So, in other words, how many of these businesses think they can just pay cash to themselves? And
Yeah.
Well, you can.
Well, yes, but what I'm saying is
Here comes the freight train with the IRS on the side.
And you're opening yourself up, and you can't build your business that way.
No.
You've got to follow the rules if you want your business to prosper.
Yes.
And if you're going to we all know if
and
you're
you're
running,
teaching the rules.
if you're running
on
your
both
own
sides.
if you're running your own business, you know it's difficult, right? And every dollar's counting. And if you're overpaying your taxes, the chances of you not making it go up.
Here's
So
another
I'm just
one.
trying to make business owners make it.
Here's a great question for you. You'll answer. We'll go to a break. So wake up, Ben. Oh, I know you're taking a nap because this show puts you to sleep in there. Is 773? Is there any new tax laws or deductions that a blue collar worker can benefit from?
I always think I'm a blue collar.
You are because you wear blue shirts. But go ahead.
No, I'm a blue collar.
Here's
You
the
have a
fact.
black collar
The
today.
answer is probably not, right? If you're a W-2 employee, right, they've got you, right? You pay, they take it out of your check.
Yeah.
You send it to the government, and then you ask the government to give your money back at the end of the year.
What about trade association magazines?
Well, these things are deductible, but remember a couple of years ago they doubled the
you still have to buy
deduction. So
Right.
most of the standard deduction usually covers all that. So you can't get to itemize anymore because the standard deduction is more than what you would get if you itemize.
So if a guy or gal in a manufacturing job buys a pair of steel toe boots, are those steel toe boots or a hard hat or overalls, right? Or they need a winter jacket to work outside?
You know the answer to that, David.
Well, no, I don't.
It depends.
I know. No, that was too easy.
Here's a question for Tom Jenke.
Oh,
Tom, what records am I required to keep in order to deduct slot machine losses?
Wait a minute. I got an idea. What?
This is now, I'm gonna tell you something. That's a very good question.
No, it's for Tom Jenke.
I know it. Wow,
That's a good question.
I'm gonna defer to my
if you
my
can't
attorney.
prove that you have losses, well, then you'll pay on all your gains. And I got to tell you something. Here in Illinois, for your income taxes, you don't get to deduct all your losses from your gains.
Come on.
You pay income tax
Fight back
on
now.
100% of all your winnings. So I've had people that they made $200,000 in winnings in Illinois or even Indiana, but they lost $250,000. So they lost more money than they made, but they're still paying taxes on $200,000.
Why?
That's the way it works.
So if you could show the losses,
Not in Illinois. Now we're talking about federal tax.
federal taxes.
Yes.
Right.
All right. So
Yes.
if you like to gamble,
Yes.
all these online sites are all over the place.
Yes.
DraftKings and whoever the other, MGM. You see commercials. It's like Cialis, right? I mean, they're all over the place.
Yes.
You can record your losses because you have to record your winnings.
Yes. Just like you're
Okay.
supposed to keep your mileage. You can keep a book, right? You keep contemporaneously. I went gambling today. I spent this much.
Well, you
I
gotta
lost
document
this.
it.
I won. Yeah, and the more contemporaneously you keep those documents, and the more you're going to be able to prove when they question it. Will they question it? Yeah, they're going to question it.
Okay, so we have a recommendation for you.
And that's not whining.
Okay, we have a recommendation.
No, actually, you sound like you're yelling at people.
You know why, Joe? I get passionate about this.
847, to Joe's point, please ask the attorney, the lawyer, I guess, is that...
I'm an attorney.
Okay, I'll take that.
I think Dave's a lawyer.
Or whatever,
Oh.
or whatever he is. Okay, so the texter cleaned it up.
Wow.
Nice job. To take a chill pill. People stop listening when a person is yelling.
I totally agree with that.
Okay, so
Okay,
there.
I'm not yelling, but I am getting passionate about it because
Well, you're getting
I want people to understand that you
I
need
think
to
you
fight.
ate too many potatoes. For
You need to
breakfast.
fight to make your business work, and I want people and I want to help people fight it. That's all I'm talking about.
You teach the rules. Even if when you say you help people structure small business, I totally understand that, and I've done that my whole life with some of these subcontractors.
847 guys, texter. David, unfortunately, every small business owner I know cheats on their taxes, running personal expenses through the business. Very small contractors, every small contractor that asks to be paid in cash is probably cheating on their taxes. 847, a different 847 texter. Your quick comment on that?
I don't know if they're cheating.
Right.
He's assuming they're cheating, and everybody thinks that small business that business people are cheaters.
So
right?
in other words, all right, but that's a great point, right? Every small remodeling company could remodel their own house and do all that kind of thing,
and pump all the expenses
right?
through.
But if you structure your business right, you wouldn't want to do that, right? You would want your business to make money, and you would want to build your personal.
We can
wealth.
stop this all cheating and all, but at what cost, right? At what cost to our freedom, right? Because we can go and allow.
Where are you going?
And let the IRS.
Here we go.
We can let the IRS go after our bank accounts and check our bank accounts.
Oh my God, Steve, don't go there.
He's planting the AM 560
That's
flag
just a
here.
fact. That's just a fact.
I got it. Focus on the helping small business owners.
Yes.
Phone
That's
number.
what I'm talking about. 312-664-6649.
One more time.
312-664-6649. Go to fightbacknow.com.
Okay, we're going to get about 14.
Why don't your commercials to say "Get smart" right now? All right. So
he's got too many websites.
But you're helping people get smarter in structuring their business.
Fightbacknow.com. Home Sweet Home
All this
Chicago
other stuff,
on
great.
720 WGN. We're coming back with Frank Wazalewski from Access after these messages.
Hi, it's Lou Manfredini, and I'm here with Frank Wazalewski, Vice President of Access. Now, you often say, with Access, no job is too small. What do you mean by that?
No job too small to us means anything that a client needs, we're able to do for them. Something as simple as a grab bar is just as important as a home elevator.
Access has been the leaders in ADA general contracting since 1990. So, Frank, you've been doing this for a long time. What is the most rewarding aspect of your job?
Every day we get to change somebody's life. We get to go and evaluate what they're having difficulty with and then make a small change or a large change and give them the dignity and independence of being able to live life on their own and do things for themselves. It is just so rewarding.
From a simple bathroom grab bar installation to a whole home modification, Access is the company to call. Call 844-IL-LIFTS or visit allaboutaccess.com. That's 844-IL-LIFTS or visit allaboutaccess.com, and you can tell them that Lou sent you.
You may already know Mr. Floor for the beautiful wood floors that we install, sand, and refinish. Mr. Floor is a full-service local Chicagoland company who has provided homeowners and businesses with complete flooring solutions for over 30 years. Hi, I'm Igor Marak of Mr. Floor, and born out of our extensive experience and knowledge with hardwood floors comes the best hardwood floor cleaner on the market. As we visit Chicagoland homes and businesses every day, we see the damage that incorrect floor maintenance can cause. Most people are not cleaning their hardwood floors properly, and as we all know, a bucket of water and a mop is the surest way to ruin a wood floor. Forget about those harsh chemicals and cleaning products that leave your floors hazy and lifeless. We've researched, developed, and now produce the best hardwood floor cleaner ever. Our cleaner breaks the bonds of dirt and grease from your floor's coating without harming it. It's also eco and pet friendly too. Thousands of Mr. Floor clients have been using our cleaners for years, and now you can too. Visit us online at MrFloor.com to learn more and place your order. Use promo code WGN at checkout for a special offer. Mr. Floor, the first and last name in floors.
I'm attorney Stephen Leahy, and I have a message for business owners. Congratulations, you had a dream. You were bold. You took a risk. No one promised you anything, but you did it anyway. Thank you. You are the backbone of America. You may have noticed big government is out of control. They're spending more than ever. They won't cut programs or the size of government. Instead, big government has targeted you as part of the problem. Did you notice they doubled the size of the IRS? And state government is no better. You have two choices, give in or fight back. Open Tax Advocates has fought for hundreds of business owners. Some owed back taxes, some had unfiled returns, some needed tax planning, and some needed to restructure their business to reduce their tax burden. Have you seen how large the tax code is? There's something in there that can help you. You have already done the hard part. You built a business. Let us show you how to fight back against big government. Join the movement. Go to fightbacknow.com. or call me right now at 312-664-6649. There's no time to waste. Fightbacknow.com.
Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Stephen A. Leahy.
I just want to mention that the IRS had this problem, and a lot of people weren't getting their refunds.
You're exactly right.
Wham!
What are you talking about?
That's kind of like a Batman.
Oh my gosh, that's actually opposite. You're
it's
exactly
like a
right.
Batman cartoon where you go, pow, pow,
Not true.
But just to solidify my point, fight back now. Fight back now.
I can say that live,
Fight back now. I'd rather hear it on tape.
Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet
Perfect
Home
timing right after your commercial. Fight back now. 312-981-7200. Roast to orders, coffee and tea for a cause. Go to coffeeforacause.org. Click on the Behind the Vest logo, Vestathon logo. If you are an individual or business ordering coffee, you could order coffee at go to coffeeforacause.org, and a portion of that order will go to the Vestathon we're going to hold next February, or this coming February. Frank Wazalewski, holidays are coming up. You guys are giving away a lift. Why don't you tease that for our listeners that don't know anything about that, so they can enter to hopefully win a lift for themselves or a loved one.
Hopefully it's a loved one.
Hopefully it's a loved one. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we got 3 weeks left until we draw a name for any veteran here in the Chicagoland area, or actually the whole state of Illinois, anybody in the WGN listening area. We're going to be giving away a stair lift to a veteran. So you can go to liftingahero.com and you can register yourself, or if you have a veteran and that's a friend or a family member that you know that can need it or can benefit from it, then by all means get their name in there. So we only got 3 weeks left to get this done.
Liftingahero.com.
Liftingahero.com.
Liftingahero.com. It's free to enter. Go there if you know a veteran, if you're a veteran, if you have a loved one that's a veteran that could use a stair lift. This is a professionally installed, top of the line stair lift by the fine people at Access.
Guarantee Hochberg will not be involved.
Yes.
So it will be 100% professional.
Yes. You don't have to worry about it falling out of the off the wall. So what are we talking about today? Holiday time's coming up. Family's going to get together. You're going to see aunts and uncles, moms and dads, grandma, grandpa might be slowing down, downshifted a little bit. What do you offer, and what should our listeners be cognizant about?
Well, here's the thing. We help people, with disability and the aging population a lot. But here in the last 4 to 6 weeks, the number of calls that we have received with people that have, broken their knee or broken their hip or fell down in the bathroom and hit their head and now need some pretty extensive modifications has really escalated. So, yeah, I'm really encouraging, everybody out there. If you are, visiting your loved ones and you see that they're just even minor things where they're having difficulty just standing up from a chair. Just think about them getting up from a toilet and accidentally falling and hitting their head on a sink or a bathtub. Right?
Sure.
So, I mean, obviously, always I encourage, if you see something like that, talk to the family doctor, bring them into the doctor, make sure that they're, they're absolutely healthy. But there are little things that we could put into a house that would absolutely prevent, a major injury from occurring, and then obviously, longer term care.
Is the amount of time that it takes to put in prohibitive that our listeners should not even think of calling? How much time do you guys need? Do your crews need to come in and retrofit a house?
So we can go in there and assess it in under an hour, and most of the modifications can be done in under 4 hours.
So it's 1 day in and out.
So we'll come in and assess it. We'll set up an appointment. We can be in and out in a morning.
So if our listeners are out there and you're thinking about giving something that a loved one needs instead of another shirt, or instead of shoes or socks or some goofy pair of boxers that you're never going to wear.
I like boxers.
I know you do, but enough already. And you're supposed to wear them underneath your pants, not on the outside of your pants.
But we're all enjoying the SpongeBob.
Yeah, I mean, and we like the SpongeBob look. Nobody wants to say anything because they respect you. I need to come clean, and it's awkward, especially the people walking across the Michigan Avenue Bridge.
Yeah, that was a long walk, too.
I know. They were like, "What's with this guy?" I'm like, "He's a co-host of Home Swim Chicago."
One of them jumped.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
He just jumped onto a boat.
Thank you to the Chicago Police Department for picking them up out of the river. 312-981-7200. That's MegaPro's call, text, and photo line. So, giving a gift of safety, as opposed to some gift that they don't need, they're going to keep in a box, they're going to take to Goodwill, or they're going to regift it. Right? It's tough to regift a chair lift if you're alive and well and living in the house. You could re-gift it after somebody passes away or you're moving or you bought a home with the stair lift. Great. But if you have a stair lift and your aunt and uncle, mother, father, uncles or whatever needs it, or aunt needs it, you can, hey, Dave, we got a live radio show here.
Was that Dave?
He's
Schroeder?
watching reruns of Johnny Carson. He's
I
like,
actually took a picture of the Sea-Doo.
This show sucks.
actually,
Let me
it
go
was
to
Jake.
Johnny Carson.
No,
this is great.
Sea-Doo. Why the people could be out in this cold weather on
All right,
Sea-Doo. I took a
okay,
picture. I'm
great.
sorry.
Okay, right into the wall.
Why don't you listen to what we're talking about?
Don't worry about it. The Sea-Doo is much more important than
Yes,
that.
sir.
3-1, it's a lot more. Look, it's a red Sea-Doo.
My apologies.
It's
I'm
going.
up high.
It's going into storage. I got to get a picture of the Sea-Doo. 312-981-7200. So if you're going to give a gift that's going to keep on giving to somebody that really needs it, this is a perfect gift, and you have financing opportunities.
Yeah, we have plenty of financing opportunities. A lot of good partners out there that help with this. But I mean, you were talking stair lift, and I wouldn't even. I'm trying to prevent a stair lift.
Right.
I mean, we can just put in, instead of having one handrail on your staircase, you put in two, so they can better stabilize themselves.
So they don't go down the staircase.
Exactly. And I will always encourage people to use the stairs as much as they can for as long as as they possibly can. Stair lift is actually your last resort.
If our listeners want to reach out more, how do they reach you?
630-616-6249 or allaboutaccess.com.
All right, we have a protege for you, an intern for you, Steve. 815. Suddenly, my 6-year-old is running around the house yelling, "Fight back now!" Thank you, 815 texter. So there are internships available.
Yes, there are.
At the Opum Tax Advocates office in Bannockburn.
Wait a second. How about
raising
this?
him right.
Go ahead, quick. We got to hit a break.
Boys, there is only one rule for small businesses: declare all income. Everything else is negotiable. You only go to jail for hiding income.
Okay.
Bill from O'Kane.
Okay, there's
True,
Steve.
but not 100%.
Well, it depends.
Oh my God.
312-591.
I'm an attorney. Okay,
I caught myself. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. That's a MegaPro's call, text, and photo line. Coming up next, the news from the Northwestern Medicine Newsroom. Stop worrying about mom and dad safely getting in and out of their bathtub with Miracle Method. Miracle Method will convert your current bathtub into a walk-in shower by removing a section of your bathtub and installing an Easy Step. I've seen it in their showroom, and it's a game changer for the mobility impaired. The Easy Step is thousands of dollars less expensive than walk-in tubs and only takes 1 day to install. To learn more about Easy Step, call 630-832-2250. That's 630-832-2250. Or visit miraclemethod.com/Chicago. It's David Hochberg from my good friend Mike Long, Mike's Landscape Lighting. When we illuminated our home, we hired Mike and his team at Mike's Landscape Lighting. Mike's team did an amazing job, and you wouldn't believe all the compliments we get from all our friends and neighbors who have also hired Mike to illuminate their home. Mike enhanced the curb appeal and improved the security of our home. From accent, pathway, and patio lighting to outdoor event lighting, Mike's Landscape Lighting does it all. Check out all the photos of his work at WGNMike.com. That's WGNMike.com.
Back in 1969, when Gary Lindeman was a firefighter on the North Shore, he started Lindeman Chimney Company out of concern for fireplace safety. Today, Lindeman Chimney and Fireplace is the leader in the chimney industry and remains a family business today. They'll handle anything related to your fireplace or chimney, from annual maintenance and cleanings to chimney tuck pointing and masonry, to gas logs and fireplace installation, to impressive fireplace remodels. Call the pros at Lindeman Chimney and Fireplace. Many people ask, how often should you have your fireplace cleaned and inspected? Well, according to the Chimney Safety Institute of America, the answer is every year. Regular maintenance ensures the proper, safe operation of your home's fireplace. So if you can't recall the last time you had your fireplace cleaned and inspected, go to lindeman.com, LINDEMANN.com. Book your chimney cleaning appointment instantly online. Do it now. Check it off your list. That's lindeman.com. Lindeman Chimney and Fireplace. Safe and sound since 1969.
Beginning in 1930. It's the world's longest-running Christian outreach radio program, and it's right here on WGN, the Lutheran Hour. Sunday morning at 6.
This is David Hochberg, and I'm here with my good friend, real estate attorney and estate planning expert, David Schluter. David, how long have you been practicing real estate law?
35 years, Dave.
You are my go-to guy whenever I have any type of real estate question. My question for you is, a lot of listeners have a misconception that if they co-sign for a loan or if they sign for a mortgage today, 15, 20 years from now, they don't have to worry about it if they get divorced, if they split up, if they're no longer in a relationship, or if they co-sign for a loan, they don't have to worry about it. Is that true or false?
It is totally false. It remains a joint obligation. Even a deed between the two people or a personal note where they copy the mortgage company or someone moves out of the property or out of state has no bearing. Even a divorce decree itself has no bearing on the lender. The lender has to refi with one of the people only, or the property has to be sold to get you off that mortgage obligation.
That is why if you have any real estate questions, you need to do what I do and call my lawyer, David Schluter, at 630-285-5300. David Schluter Law Office, David Schluter, best in the business.
Broadcast excellence for Chicago and the Midwest for 100 years. This is WGN at AM 720 and on smart devices worldwide. WGN Chicago, a Nexstar Media Group station.
WGN Radio News is on the air. Good morning at 11:01. I'm Don Kleppen. Early voting is now underway in Chicago. In sports,
Northwestern hosts Wisconsin for homecoming weekend. We'll get you set up for the game and the broadcast.
and look now at WGN traffic. On the Kennedy, delays are building inbound from Fullerton into the Burn, 36 minutes from O'Hare downtown, 24 from Montrose. The express lanes can save you 4 minutes inbound. Outbound's 33 back to the airport. Eisenhower's 35 both ways between 390 and the old post office. Stevenson's clear. Dan Ryan delayed inbound from 31st into the Burn. Some slowing down on 57 both ways because of construction. And DuSable Lakeshore Drive delays southbound from Jackson to Soldier Field due to a reported crash. It's about half hour to get from Hollywood to Marquette. Same thing northbound. Early voting is now underway in Chicago. Some of the marquee names for the November election are helping get the word out. Governor Pritzker kicked off early voting in Chicago with a rally yesterday. He was accompanied by several other Democratic leaders and Reverend Jesse Jackson. After the rally, the group marched across the street to the West Loop Super Site to encourage early voting. The Chicago Board of Elections is also reminding voters about newly assigned precinct polling places. There has been redistricting and a new city ward map was created since the last election. Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle.
The first obligation of citizenship is to vote.
Yeah.
So we're very grateful for the fact that we live in a country where we can elect our leaders. That's not true in every place in the world. And we have to do our part.
Citywide early voting across all 50 wards will open on October 24th and remain open through Election Day, November 8th. WGN will exclusively air the next debate between Governor Pritzker and Darren Bailey. It is set for Tuesday, October 18th at 7 p.m. Florida medical examiners are overwhelmed as the body count climbs while Hurricane Ian cleanup continues. So far, the storm is blamed for more than 130 deaths. More than half of them are being attributed to drowning. Purdue University associate Randy Rapp.
It's likely that the damage is very significant. They're talking about some of the insurance companies, for example, perhaps going under. They're unable to pay for all the damages that they're responsible to pay for.
Recovery is likely to last weeks before any sort of reconstruction can begin. Runner Eddie Young has done 50 marathons, but Chicago is his first. The Bank of America Marathon kicks off tomorrow. There's a 5K today being held in Grant Park, serving as a warm-up for tomorrow's race.
Somebody is over 100. Yeah, I try my best.
Each runner today is raising money for the American Diabetes Association. Driving tactics by NYPD police are being called into question after a police cruiser crashed into nearly a dozen pedestrians. An officer lost control while driving last Thursday in the Bronx and jumped a curb and hit people on a sidewalk. The officer was chasing a suspected car thief at the time. The officers say they were stuck behind a vehicle and crossed over the double yellow lines to get around. When they made a left turn, they clipped another car. The collision sent the squad onto the sidewalk. Witness Michael Graziano.
There was bodies all over, people crying, chaos, bleeding.
2 of the victims include children. They are expected to survive. Police say 2 NYPD officers suffered minor injuries in the incident. The department's already been facing fierce criticism after a police van struck and killed a pedestrian in Brooklyn back in April. Joe Brand has your WGN Sports.
Thank you, Don. Northwestern has won 6 of the last 7 meetings against Wisconsin at Ryan Field. they'd like to continue that trend today, hosting the Badgers at 2:30. Mark Carmen's pregame show starts at 2. Dave Ennett and Ted Albrecht with the kickoff to follow, all here on 720 WGN and WGNRadio.com. Other college football, Illinois is on a 3-game winning streak. They host Iowa tonight down in Champaign. Number 4, Michigan visits Indiana at Memorial Stadium, where they're 19-2 in their history. Michigan State welcomes in number 3, Ohio State. Also, Northern Illinois hosts Toledo today. Today, the Blackhawks wrap up their preseason in St. Louis at 2 o'clock. That game will not have a local broadcast. And yesterday, the Hawks traded defenseman Riley Stillman to Vancouver for forward Jason Dickinson. And they also acquired a second-round pick for next season. That gives the Hawks 2 picks in each of the first 3 rounds for the next 2 years. Hawks wrap up their preseason today in St. Louis. There will be, again, no broadcast of that game. Day 2 of the MLB playoffs today. Tampa Bay, St. Louis, Toronto, and the New York Mets all looking to even up their series. We'll start with the Rays and Guardians at 11:07, so that's just about to get underway in Cleveland. Tyler Glasnow against Tristan McKenzie. In for Andy Mazer, Joe Brand, WGN Sports.
Thank you, Joe. Now your forecast with meteorologist Tim Joyce.
Mostly sunny, chilly, and a bit breezy for your Saturday around Chicagoland. High temperatures in the mid to upper end of the 50s and some gusty winds out of the west for today. Tonight, mostly clear skies and cold temperatures, especially away from Lake Michigan, where areas of frost again are possible. Overnight lows in the city will be above freezing, around 37 degrees. Mostly sunny on Sunday and milder temperatures as highs get to where they should be in October in the mid to upper end of the 60s. That extended outlook does call for some more sunshine on Monday, with highs again in the mid to upper end of the 60s and even milder weather on Tuesday and Wednesday as those temperatures do climb into the mid-70s, but a chance of showers returns to the forecast. From the WGN Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Tim Joyce.
Mostly sunny skies in the area right now. We are just getting into the 50-degree mark. O'Hare, it's 51, 53 at Midway, and it's 52 downtown along the lakefront. Celebrating our 100th year serving Chicago, I'm Don Kleppen on Chicago's very own 720 WGN.
Thanks, Donnie. I'm David Hochberg. Coming up after the break, David Schluter talking about real estate taxes and some legal stuff he wants to cover, too, after these messages.
Hi, this is Mike Houston with Lindholm Roofing. Winter is coming and so are Chicago ice dams. An improperly ventilated attic space will cause snow and ice to melt quickly due to trapped heat in your home's attic. Water runs down to the eave and gutter and refreezes, blocking continuing melting and giving water nowhere to go but in your home, causing ceiling, wall, and floor damages and more. Ice damming can be reduced by properly ventilating your home's attic. Ice cables can also be used to help lessen the ice blocking damages. Call Lindholm Roofing today for your free evaluation. Call us for all of your roofing, gutter, siding, tuck pointing, and replacement window needs. Big jobs or small, both residential and commercial. Call 1-888-4-ROOFER, 1-888-4-ROOFER, or visit us at lindholmroofing.com. Ask about our no-interest financing and free estimates. Lindholm Roofing wants you to know that our family has your family covered.
Let me ask you a question. Have you heard of Capital Electric? They have a quiet, cool fan system that will naturally cool your home and make your upstairs bedrooms nice and comfortable. And even better, it's going to reduce your AC cost by 50 to 90% each month. This revolutionary system uses cool evening air to push the heat right out of your house. Call Capital Electric right now, 630-833-2389, or visit capitalelectric.com. That's capital with a K, capitalelectric.com.
This is Rich Dykstra Jr. from Dykstra Home Services. At the end of last winter, was your furnace dead or dying? Well, guess what? It's still broken. Call Dykstra Home Services for a free estimate on a new high-efficiency Carrier system today. We have financing or leasing options available on all systems. Don't delay. Call today, 800-421-3220, or go to WGNHeatingGuy.com. Carrier. Turn to the experts and the experts at Dykstra Home Services, the only Hall of Fame dealer in Illinois.
If you're purchasing a new home, refinancing your existing home, securing a VA loan, or reverse mortgage, you need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local lender. Mark contacted Rocket Loving Lending to refinance his condo. Bad move. Rocket Loving Lending told Mark they couldn't refinance his condo because it wasn't FHA approved. So he called Team Hochberg, which he should have done in the first place. Team Hochberg loan officer Steve Hendrickson got Mark's condo FHA approved, then helped him secure an FHA loan to pay off his credit card debt and saved him over $500 a month. Let's review. Mark contacted Rocket Loving Lending, and they blew him off. Team Hochberg secured an FHA condo approval, paid off Mark's debt with an FHA loan, and saved him over $6,000 a year. Team Hochberg's helped thousands of WGN listeners pay off debt with an FHA loan, but they can't help if you don't call 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Tune into Home Sweet Home Chicago, hosted by me, Saturdays after House Smarts at 10. Homeside Financial, equal housing lender, NMLS 112-4061.
Oh, I don't have to tell you, the weather around here is about to change, and when the cold blast of air comes back, does your home have a hard time staying warm? I'll bet it's those old drafty windows and doors. We went through that. This is John Williams. We called Next Door and Window, and you should too. Next Door and Window installed beautiful, energy-efficient Marvin windows and a stunning sliding patio door at our home, and we've hired them again. You'll love their expertise and how they do business. Next Door and Window has been replacing windows and doors for over 20 years now. And they offer it all, including fiberglass windows, which are 8 times stronger than vinyl. Enjoy a proven, simple, and educational window and door replacement process. That's what we had. One of their design and energy experts will bring the showroom to you with a complimentary appointment. Right now, ask about buy one, get one 30% off on windows and doors. Call 1-800-NEXT-DOOR or go to 1-800-NEXTDOOR.com. Tell them John Williams sent you.
This episode of Home Sweet Home Chicago is sponsored by David Hochberg and MegaPros Home Improvement and Restoration. Access the law offices of David Schluter, Builders Supply Outlet, and Stephen A. Leahy from OPEM Tax Advocates. For additional sponsors of the Home Sweet Home program, please visit WGNRadio.com/Home Sweet Home Chicago. Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Thank you, Mr. Jennings. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200, MegaPro's call, text, and photo line. Frank, what's that website for our listeners in honor of Veterans Day, for all our veterans who might need a little extra assistance to register to win a free lift? What's that website?
Liftingahero.com. That's liftingahero.com.
Liftingahero.com. Okay, so go there, register you either for yourself or a loved one for a free professionally installed chairlift. David A. Schluter, Cook County is supposed to send out tax bills in February for first installment.
Due March 1st every year.
Due March 1st every year, and August second installment due September 1st, correct?
It's pushed around in my 36 years between July and September. One time was November, but now we're in the death watch.
But since Maria Pappas has taken over the treasurer's office, she's done an amazing job with that, okay, getting tax bills on time. So I called her up and I asked her, how come the tax bills aren't out, and would you be willing to come on our show? Because I think, Joe, you were on a show. We brought
that was actually Maria Pappas' show.
That was right. You say hi, Maria, and then you go. We got to go to a break. We'll be back more with Maria Pappas' show
because she knows her stuff.
Yeah, she is amazing. Yes. She is a true champion of the people in Cook County. So she sent me to the website, which I'm calling up now because I'm so prepared here. And it basically says something. I can't send out the tax bills until I get the information from other offices within the county. I'm like, okay, obviously it's some type of hot button, and she doesn't want to step on the third rail. So I start asking around. I call the assessor's office, right? I get a hold of Scott Smith is the guy's name. It's Fritz Kage's spokesperson. I said, can somebody come on to talk about, can Fritz come on and talk about how the new assessment and valuations are happening for business and homeowners in Cook County that he ran for office on, and when the tax bills are come out? We're not doing that. Call me back. This, that, and the other. I'm like, we get questions every weekend. It's okay. Call me back October, November, December, later in the year. I go, okay. I'm being told that the assessor's office is delaying getting the information over to the treasurer. Oh, that's a bunch of BS. We're done. We gave all the information. So here's how it works, folks. The assessor does their work. They're supposed to get their information over to the board of review by December. So the board of review that reviews all the appeals can go through the process, and there's a bunch of Stephen shaking his head, Dave shaking, bunch of legal procedures that you can appeal, and if you don't like the appeal, you could appeal again. All of that takes time. So in the past, the assessor got the information of the Board of Review by December. And then the Board of Review had 6 months to do their work, check out all the appeals, and send the final numbers to the Treasurer's office in enough time for the men and women at the Treasurer's office to collate the information and process the bills.
Which would have been December 2021.
Right, of last
December.
year. It's not really that difficult to figure out. So what happens is, what I'm being told is that the assessor's office got information of the smaller townships. So the county is reassessed on a triannual basis. So a third of the county gets assessed 1 year, the 2/3 are left alone, and then they do it a third, because Cook County is gigantic. So I'm told from 3 different people in Cook County government, reliable sources, that they were given the information, the assessor gave the information to the Board of Review in December for the small townships first, and did a data dump for the other counties, larger, more populated counties that would have more appeals in the spring, which means there's no flipping way the tax bills are coming out on time. Okay, so I put that to Steve Smith, right? Our guy Steve Smith over at the assessor's office. I think that's his name. Steve something. I'll find it. And I get some that's not true. You're not being told the truth. This has all been. So somebody is lying. So you know what I did? I filed a FOIA information to find out Freedom of Information Act. To find out, never did a FOIA.
How attorney-ish of you.
I got tired of getting delivered poop soup when I didn't order poop in my soup. So I'm going to find out within 2 weeks from Cook County, I'm going to get a FOIA, a Freedom of Information Act, that's going to tell me exactly when the assessor's office delivered the information to the Board of Review. And if it is in March and April, I'm going to invite Fritz Kagi back on to discuss why it was a delay and why I'm getting bad information, because I am of the people to give the information out, right? And here's why it's important. If you don't get that tax bill, they're saying December 1st. My sources are saying, okay, not happening. That's the official response. Okay? If you don't get that tax bill out by December 1st, it's due the end of the year. Just when your student loans are due, just when your credit cards from the holiday are coming in, which are going to be 1.5 points higher because the Fed's going to jack the rates up 2 more times before the end of the year. And if you are not escrowing taxes, you might not have that money laying around. You might not have a job come January. And then turn around, and here comes the first installment in February due March. Here's the biggest reason. Here's the biggest thing. Cook County collects $16 billion worth of real estate taxes every single year. The county takes it in. It takes $1 billion to run the county government, and the other 15 is dispersed to the townships. Some townships, like Northfield Township, where I live, and Wilmette Township up north, and the North Shore Townships are very well off, and they've got reserve funds. No problem. They can dip into the reserve until they get their money. There's townships out there that are broke, that don't have money. And I'd like to know what the hell's going on. Nobody's talking about it. It's okay. We live in Cook County. We're used to mediocrity. If this was the private sector, Tom Jenke, if somebody worked for you and you told them, I want the assessed value on my inventory by December 31st so I could do my audit the following year, if they got it to you by April, what would you do to that person?
Well, because he's my son, I'd like to fire him.
That was perfect.
So his mom would be really mad at me. So I guess that's your answer, isn't it?
312-981.
But we were going to talk about how this affects our closing world.
Yes, but we got to take a quick break.
That's
so we're
okay.
going to come back. 312. That was a great. That'll be in a rejoin. 312-981-7200. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. And I'm tired. Just tell the truth. Just tell the people of Cook County that are paying your salaries what's going on. If you screwed up, admit that you screwed up. Like any business owner who has a bad day and your employees screw up, just say, you know what, I screwed up. Everybody in this room here has had a situation where something went wrong and you had to admit, I'm very sorry. This is what's up. We don't do that here in Illinois or Cook County. That's all I'm saying. Tell the people of Cook County, 8 million people plus, the truth of what's going on instead of them hiding behind Tony Preckwinkle's skirt and saying that, well, we did the county. It's a bunch of crap, and I'm calling you out. And you know what? I'm coming after you. Okay? And I'm going to get to the truth, and I'm going to tell our listeners what the truth is. Just tell the truth. It's really that simple. 312-981-7200.
Dave, Chicago just towed your car.
I know. 312.
Cook County Sheriff.
I know.
Actually.
It's gonna be in the dump. It's gonna be in the tow
I'm
pound.
not kidding. There's a picture. They just texted it in.
That's great.
Good job, smartass.
Yes. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. Go to WGNDavid.com. We're going to pay some bills. Be back with more from Dave Schluter on how this is going to impact your real estate transaction.
Chicago's very own WGN.
Your basement is flooded, and your house is a mess. Your family's so disgusted. It's time to come to bed. Call the Fair Plumber if you need a helping hand. Call the Fair Plumber. He services all Chicagoland. Yeah. FairPlumber.com.
When we bought the house 33 years ago, there was a piece of wood siding between the front windows and the actual siding that I would have had to paint every few years. Being inherently not wanting to do that, I had aluminum put over all the exposed wood. My neighbor, he said the wood underneath is rotten.
We are talking today with mega customer Stephen Rissman of Buffalo Grove.
I wanted somebody good to do it because we are going to put the home up for sale and I want it done right. I didn't even bother to get a second quote because I needed somebody that would stand behind it because I'm selling the house to somebody else. I'm still going to be living relatively close by and I don't want any of my old neighbors to think I did something on the cheap.
One mega call does it all.
847-658-8989. 847-658-8989.
Megapros.com.
One mega call does it all.
Despite whatever you may have heard about the real estate market lately, if you're interested in buying or selling a home or need to sell, don't worry that you've missed the boat. In my mind, it's always a great time to buy the right property at the right price. I'm Lisa Dent. I'll tell you what, I'm a big fan of Amy Kite. I've known her for years. It's Amy Kite with Keller Williams Realty Infinity. Amy knows there's lots of reasons people decide to move, one of which is people are uncoupling and moving apart and needing to find one or two new homes and sell their current home. In cases like this, Amy becomes more like a real estate planner, taking into consideration the needs of both parties and helping them move as seamlessly as possible into the next phases of their lives. Listen, Amy says properties are still moving and everyone needs a roof over their head. Don't let the fear of a fluctuating market stop you from living your best life. Call Amy Kite and she will sell your home. Go to amywillsellyourhome.com. That's amywillsellyourhome.com.
You've heard us say how Ray Kaplan has saved WGN Radio listeners millions of dollars in student loan debt. Now, hear it from one of Ray's actual clients.
Ray Kaplan saved me over $90,000 in student loan debt. I came out of college with a business degree and accrued over $200,000, and she knocked out half of it. Now I can buy my first home. Thank you, Ray.
Call Kaplan Law 312-294-8989 or visit financialrelief.com. Kaplan Law is located at 25 East Washington in Chicago.
Get all the gridiron info from those in the know on Chicago Football Weekly with Jared Payton and Caitlin Sharkey. Tonight at 6 on WGN TV.
Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Mega Pros Joe, Mega Pros Home Improvement.
I do worry about you when I'm not here with you.
Why do you worry about me?
Because I think you'll miss me.
I do.
No, then I worry about me because you don't miss me.
No, I definitely worry about you. And that shirt, what year is that shirt from?
1937.
1937, when you were born? You look great.
Yeah.
For 90, whatever the heck that is.
Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200, 815 texter. This show is painful to listen to. Doesn't WGN have some John Williams reruns they can play?
Why are you listening?
because they hate us, which is great. Thanks for listening and texting. 312-981-7200. Frank, what's that website again for veterans to register for a free chairlift?
Liftingahero.com.
And 847 says, be careful, David. So I don't know what I'm going to be careful about. What,
That's the guy who told you kind of.
Yeah, exposing the truth. So, Schluter, how does the delay in the real estate taxes impact sellers of real estate in Cook County?
You have a tax credit that you owe to pay that bill. And if your closing is between now and the end of the year, you're putting up enormous amounts of money because the buyer's not going to trust you that if you didn't get them enough money, you'll cut a check next year. What we're having is sellers are complaining because they're not able to get the proceeds because of the county. They don't have the net proceeds anymore that they had for their purchase. So they're having to leverage maybe at a higher rate or whatever on their purchase. They're going to go through with the sale, but that's not negotiable. A good buyer's attorney will definitely hold me up and say, Dave, we're not taking the usual 110%, which we've done for 30 years. Let's go with 160. And then I have a buyer that I'm so grateful that my staff is so great. We caught a 60% year-to-year predicted in the home
increase
in the north suburbs. So, yeah, I got 160. It's an escrow. They're not handing it to my guy, but that seller got held up. And it's a reality. And then the buyers get to the title company.
Well, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
So a seller, your client, the seller,
right,
is supposed to expecting to clear $40,000 from the sale of their home.
Now it's 20.
Post all of the expenses and whatever. Now they're coming out with 20,000 or maybe 30,000. Maybe it's not as extreme.
So they had to leave that 20 in escrow.
Yeah,
it's in escrow at the title
because of
company.
this delay. They would have, if it was normal world, we'd have our bills, they'd pocket the money and go. But then the buyers are being told, because the buyers' lenders don't want to chase a buyer who's short either to pay the taxes. So the title companies are doing what's called a title indemnities to protect the lender, to say, so you, because you're scared about that buyer having the money to redo their escrow because of the increase, we need to have you take that and take double.
So here's the challenge, Joe. If the seller of the home is expecting to walk away with 40 and they're only walking away with 30, and the closing instructions in order to fund their new loan says proceeds from 123 Happy Meal Lane has to be at least $40,000, because when you started the loan, you figured the tax bill would be out. Yeah. Now they're coming only over with 30. Now your sourcing of funds is $10,000 less. And now the lender's running around because the closing department's not going to fund the loan because you're $5,000 or $10,000 short. The number one obstacle of closing a loan in every mortgage transaction is funds to close. Ask any mortgage professional that's been doing it more than 3 days, and they will tell you funds to close is the biggest hurdle. What Cook County just did for every seller is put a barrier up there, a higher hurdle to clear. Here's the other challenge. When you're going to refinance somebody, lenders are now coming up with ridiculous calculations to make sure that the tax bill, they don't know what the tax bill is going to be next year. So when you're doing payments, you've got to qualify at a much higher rate when the real estate taxes are so high anyway.
Yeah, with a rate besides that, just a higher amount across the board. It's a double hit. Larger payment regardless, just the base payment to pay the future bills at a higher rate. So it's a double win. It's strike one, strike two.
So why am I on this? Because I give a crap about the people of Cook County, business owners and homeowners, because nobody else in this media market, who's talking about this? Nobody. And I can tell you right now, the information I'm getting from my sources, and they're very good sources, are telling me that somebody's lying to me. When I find out who's lying to me, I got text messages here blaming other people. I'm coming at them, and I'm going to come at them here. Maria Pappas, Cook County Treasurer's website. The tax year 2021 second installment property tax due date has yet to be determined. This is right off the website.
And we're in October.
The mailing of the bill is dependent on the completion of data by other local and state agencies. When this office receives the data, we will be able to print and mail the bills. So she's basically saying she hasn't gotten the information from the Board of Review in order to print the bills. So it's either the assessor's office or the Board of Review. And you know what? If the Board of Review doesn't get the information, if they got it in past years, they got it in December, they had time. If that's not the case, and I specifically sent the text message to this spokesperson, and I get some
like that.
Wow.
it just frosts me.
I was telling you to calm down.
No,
I know. I think we need to bring the paddles back.
No, but it affects my world. I'm with David. It affects my world. I have to hear from regular people. Am I in jeopardy? Or if when we should have heard the guy when I found that increase. Luckily,
they don't care.
Right.
They don't care about homeowners and business owners. Just do your freaking jobs.
Right.
Okay.
It's the collection of money.
$8 billion. Do your job or get the hell out of the way and put somebody else in that chair to do your job and stop blaming everybody else for your incompetence. Somebody's incompetent, and I'm going to find out who. And I know I am because I'm running the show. We have no idea what we're doing. 312-981-720. If our listeners want to reach you, how do they reach you?
Yeah, 630-285-5300. And if we have that last half hour, I will tell that other story.
All right. No, you're going to tell it. We're going to come back.
David's just
what was in the
feeling he
coffee
didn't
this
get his
morning,
air
David?
time.
I gotta get to news. I got Kleppin's like, come on, let's go.
Something's happening here.
312-981-7200. I got it right. 312-981-7200. Mary and Bob, hang tight. This is, what are we? The Home Sweet Home Chicago on 720 WGN.
When news breaks in Chicago or the world, you'll hear it here, and we'll talk about it here. This is Chicago's very own 720 WGN, or download the WGN Radio app and stream us live.
Thank you, David. WGN Radio News is on the air. Good morning at 11:30. I'm Don Kleppen. The news is sponsored by Joint Relief Institute. Emergency crews are investigating this morning after an apartment fire overnight. In sports, homecoming for Northwestern this afternoon. They're hosting Wisconsin. Coverage starts at 2 o'clock. Dave Bennett and Ted Albrecht call the game right here on WGN at 2:30. The Blackhawks are finishing their preseason in St. Louis today against the Blues. And it's day 2 of the MLB playoffs. Cleveland, Seattle, Philadelphia, and San Diego all looking for 2-0 series leads. WGN traffic on the interstates. The Kennedy inbound 40 minutes from O'Hare downtown, half hour from Montrose. The express lanes can save you just about 17 minutes inbound. They're pretty slow starting at Fullerton. Outbound, it's 40 back to O'Hare. Eisenhower is 40 both ways between 390 and the old post office, and the Stevenson's 25 between 355 and DuSable Drive. Some construction on 57, slowing it both ways. And on DuSable Drive, it's about 25 minutes each way between Marquette and Hollywood. In the tri-state, there's some slowing down southbound from Halstead to 8094. Emergency crews are trying to figure out what caused a fire at an apartment building on South Shore Drive. It happened around 11:30 near East 73rd Street. Fire crews say a 61-year-old man was taken to the hospital because of smoke inhalation, but is in good condition this morning. They believe the fire started in a bedroom. No one else was hurt. The suspect arrested in a mass stabbing on the Vegas Strip appeared in court. 32-year-old Yanni Barrios is facing 2 counts of murder and 6 counts of attempted murder. Police say Barrios asked a group of showgirls for a photo while holding a foot-long kitchen knife. The investigators say he then got upset and stabbed the women and others nearby. It happened across the street from the Wynn Resort. Officials say 1 injured victim is in critical condition. Another 5 are recovering. At least 9 people are dead. Make that 10 people, after an update this morning following an explosion at a gas station in a small village in northwest Ireland. 8 others are in the hospital. Police say the explosion happened Friday just after 3 p.m. local time. Emergency workers are searching through piles of rubble for more victims. It's unclear at this time what caused that explosion. And the U.S. Commerce Department's tightening export controls in an effort to limit China's access to critical technology that's needed for everything from supercomputing to guiding weapons. The White House says the tech is supporting China's military modernization and development of weapons of mass destruction. The move aims to minimize harm to America's chip industry and disruptions of the global supply chain. A trade organization representing U.S. semiconductor manufacturers say they'll assess the new rules' impact and work with members to ensure compliance. The forecast from the WGN Chicago Weather Center, mostly sunny skies today and chilly as well. Breezy too. High is 59 officially. Wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour are possible today. Tonight, mostly clear skies and cold overnight. Areas of frost are expected away from the lake. Low 37 overnight in the city, but near 30 in the outlying areas. And for Sunday, mostly sunny tomorrow and milder temperatures. High 68 degrees for Sunday. The extended outlook shows more sunshine and temperatures in the upper 60s 60s for Monday and milder still with temperatures climbing into the mid-70s for Tuesday and Wednesday. Currently, it's 51 degrees at O'Hare, 53 at Midway, and 52 downtown along the lakefront, all under mostly sunny skies. Celebrating our 100th year serving Chicago, I'm Don Kleppen on Chicago's very own 720 WGN.
That's the sound of the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program, saving you money and energy. With rebates on Energy Star appliances, so you can come back to a home full of savings. Discover more ways to save at ComEd.com/home savings. ComEd, powering lives.
BMO Harris is a proud sponsor of the Home Sweet Home Chicago radio program. If you, like many other homeowners right now, are considering a home renovation project, contact BMO Harris Bank to learn more about how they can help you finance your project. For more information, visit them at bmoharris.com/homesweethome. That's bmoharris.com/homesweethome. Or just click their link on the WGN Home Sweet Home Chicago program page.
What do you have for us today, Charlotte?
Charlotte is the little sister of the Tooth Fairy. Charlotte is the Junk Fairy.
If you have stuff in your shed that you haven't used in the past 12 months,
yes,
you're not storing stuff, you've got junk.
Turn your overstuffed storage shed into a shed that you can use again.
Give yourself some space in there to maneuver.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
And if you have a garden gnome who is ready to retire,
we'll take that garden gnome to Garden Gnome Island,
where they can just lay around and eat snacks and tell jokes all day.
You can always count on 1-800-GOT-JUNK to go the extra mile.
And we do it with a happy smile.
See all the retired garden gnomes at GardenGnomeIsland.com.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Attention homeowners, get ready. The Chicago Home Shows continue in October with free admission and parking. 2 more great shows in Lake County and Schaumburg featuring the latest and greatest products and services to make your home a dream home. Oh, and register to win that Virgin Islands vacation. Sorry. Don't miss the biggest and best home shows in Chicagoland starting October 15th and 16th in Lake County and then in Schaumburg on the 22nd and 23rd. For details, visit freehomeshow.com. That's freehomeshow.com.
Hi, I'm Capri, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the chicken. They actually put it on the grill, cooked it in the sauce. It's definitely a good grilled spicy sandwich.
Hey, I'm Michelle, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is it's spicy and it's full of flavor. When you pair that with the Kale Crunch Salad, it's just good.
Order a grilled spicy deluxe sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Hey, Blackhawks fans, score a big win for your engine the next time you head out on the open road with a tank full of Citgo Tri-Clean gasoline. From the Blackhawks' proud sponsor, Citgo. Adventure awaits. Fuel up first with Citgo.
Today, the Wildcats renew their rivalry with their neighbors to the north when the Wisconsin Badgers come to Ryan Field. Dave Ennett, pregame at 2, Ted Albrecht and I have the kickoff at 2:30 on the home of Chicago's Big Ten team, 720.
Now, here's Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200. Text 847, Stephen A. Leahy and David Schluter. I heard another issue with the tax bills coming due out so late is this. If you don't make your second installment payment in the year 2022, so we've got, 100 days left? You won't get to use the value of that second installment tax payment as part of your 2022 tax deductions if you qualify for a real estate tax deduction. You'll obviously get to take it in 23 when you will make 3 tax payments to the county, but it will affect your 2022 deduction. Leahy?
Absolutely true.
Right.
Absolutely true.
And it could make you not get
this discussion in between, and we were talking about.
You call it a discussion?
Yeah.
Everybody was yelling.
Well, it was a loud discussion.
Well, We had this discussion again before. I'm an attorney. That's what we call
that's what we do
arguments. That about, hey, if you're in escrow, right, and you're paying it every month, but you're not going to get a 1098
because the servicer's not going to send the
lender
money.
Won't pay it.
It's not going to send it.
It's going to be deflated.
Exactly. Now, if you're paying your property tax and you don't have it escrowed, I'd say send them a check before the end of the year.
That's the best advice.
That's the best advice.
Right.
Okay. If you have the money to double pay your property tax, pay it by the end of the year. You know, there is an exception here in Illinois. They did the exception to SALT, but you have to have a flow-through organization like a subchapter S company in order to take advantage of that. Otherwise, you're going to go over the $10,000 mark and you're not going to be able to deduct it.
But the limit's $10,000.
Yes.
So if you're not escrowing and you want to send something in, only send up to $10,000 because that's all you're going to. Why give them a penny more?
Makes sense.
These individuals, inefficient individuals that are running our county government, right? Why give them a penny more? If you're going to get the SALT break, if you're in a higher income and it doesn't matter, I wouldn't send them a nickel.
I agree with that.
Forget about it.
I agree with that. And, of course, there's so many ramifications for this that nobody thinks about.
Nobody thinks about
until it comes out. And he's like, well, we've always done it on
I'll
time.
tell you what's going to happen.
Now you don't. And now what's the...
I'll tell you what. They're lucky as heck that there isn't that the rates are at 7.5 right now, because if the rates were at 3%, you would have refinances being backed up with this TI nonsense and people being held money back for TI that could have been going for a cash out refinance, or people doing a rate and term refinance coming down, or they'd have to put all this money set aside.
It wouldn't be worth it.
It wouldn't be worth it. They would kill the entire. So the only saving grace, you incompetent, inefficient elected officials who work for us, is that the interest rates are at 7.5% right now, and the whole mortgage industry is off 70% because the rates are so high. That got you out of a blender, okay? Because the entire industry would be up your rear ends, okay? So now you're just screwing over people that are selling their homes. So congratulations.
When I heard David say 160%, I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it could impact if you've got, especially in this market, you got real estate taxes, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000.
Wow.
Okay, sellers are walking away with substantially less. Benny, let's go to break. Tommy will come back after the break. I just wanted to get that text out there. I don't want to bring you on for 3, and we'll get a long run after the break. Is that cool?
I'm in.
Okay, and
I'm calming in.
Right. And your wife called and said, "Damn straight, you're not firing our incompetent kid for not getting her." 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. MegaPro's call, text, and photo line. This is Home Sweet Home Chicago on 720 WGN.
Hi, it's Lindsay from House Smarts Radio. You've heard me talk about Builders Supply Outlet for years, but now hear from their customers from all over the Chicagoland area.
At Builders, it was so easy to navigate the process.
You guys have everything you need for a kitchen remodel. It's nice to have it all in one spot.
It was a seamless process.
We felt we got a really good value in our purchase here.
We felt like we had a really good partner the whole time.
It is definitely worth the trip to go see BSO.
We went to Builder Supply. It's awesome. The quality of what we saw at Builders was better than the other places that we visited.
There you have it. And now you know that Builders Supply Outlet has everything from high-quality kitchen cabinets and flooring to bathroom vanities, custom closets, and so much more. Builders Supply Outlet is located just 5 miles east of the Oakbrook Shopping Mall on Cermak Road in Broadview, or online at buildersupplyoutlet.com.
Quality and savings are what you get at Builder Supply Outlet.
Do you know how many sump pumps fail? That's right, all of them. But do you know who to call when you need to replace that pump? Well, that would be Permaseal. Hi, I'm Roy Spencer. Each year we install more sump pumps than any other contractor in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. We install the most reliable pumps with solid warranties. We install backup pumps, maintenance-free batteries, and chargers. Our licensed plumbers also install ejector pumps and sewer backup systems. Our service department offers annual preventive maintenance to ensure your sump pit is clean, pumps are working, and the discharge line and check valves are leak-free. Permaseal is also home to the Basement Defender, the only device that will test your pumps every day and send you an alert of a problem before an emergency arises. Sump pumps, you know who to call. Permaseal. 800-421-SEAL. That's 800-421-7325, or visit permaseal.net.
Don't best for being better.
Permaseal. To most, it's just another sidewalk or parking lot. But to Robert R. Andreas & Sons, it's a work of art, perfectly paved with attention to detail. Andreas & Sons, a family-owned Chicagoland business with the experience to handle any job. Patios, stairs, foundations, driveways, loading docks, warehouse floors. Andreas & Sons does it all. Commercial, industrial, or residential. If your project requires concrete or asphalt, then you need to contact the experts, Andreas & Sons. For a free estimate, call 708-863-5735. That's 708-863-5735. Or just visit AndreasConstruction.com. Robert R. Andreas & Sons, general contractors specializing in high-quality professional concrete and asphalt solutions since 1956. Call 708-863-5735. That's 708-863-5735. Or visit AndreasConstruction.com.
Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Is there an end to this story?
There is.
Is this chapter 8?
Joe said to me, have a point. Have a point, man.
I'll get straight to the point.
And David said, have an ending.
You have an ending. You lost people. They're gone.
Well, we're waiting.
I got Dykstra texting me. I got an answer for it. I'm like, so does he if you get to the point.
Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Go to WGNDavid.com. Thank you for talking about property tax fiasco. They don't care about property owners. Keep talking about this. No one else is. 630.
I don't know if they don't care, if it's just not thought through.
It's not thought through. 630, David, you are being way too soft on Cook County. They are automatic and machine supporters. You are correct. They don't care about anyone except themselves. I'll give you that. And yes, it is an election year, but I don't believe that this has got to do with election year. I know in the past it has. This is just due to. It's doo-doo. It's due to it. I knew what that was. Thank you for not missing that. And thank you to Kevin Powell.
I would agree with that statement.
He texted me, incredible show today, which means that he thinks all our other shows suck. So that's great. 312 Kevin Powell, our sports.
Can we send him flowers or something?
We could send him a cookie from Joe Brand.
Yeah, send him a cookie.
And say that,
hey, what about a bottle of booze?
Yeah.
It's like a re-gift.
Well, my guy Johnny Hendrickson that helped Joe and Allie would probably get a little upset with that. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Go to WGNDavid.com, WGNDavid.com. Holidays are coming up for you guys as well. Well, that's redundant. Holidays are coming up. And you guys are ramping up in the store. What do you see? Is it? I know we talked about it at Lindemann last weekend. Is it too late to get kitchens, or what are you seeing?
Well, like we talked about last week, we do have some in-stock kitchens. We do stock a white shaker cabinet. We have some other cabinet lines that are available to us that we could get in 2 weeks, which has quite an array of door styles. But when you're looking at our custom orders, for instance, our one product line called Shiloh, which Joe uses a lot of Shiloh, they went from 28 weeks. They're now down to 12 weeks.
Yeah, that's great.
So we're starting to see things come down.
Just for the 12 weeks was normal.
Actually, Joe, 8 weeks was what their normal was. So they're still about 50% up as far as their lead time on things. But when you start thinking of a Shiloh, or you start thinking of a Waypoint, yeah, you're getting pretty close. Well, first of all, with Shiloh, you're not going to get it. You're not going to be able to do it. That's a high end.
Okay.
Yes. But I mean, we've got other options for people, whether they want a shaker door or they want a raised panel door. We do have some lines that are available to do it. So we get a lot of people that are coming into our store now, and they're wanting to do something to refresh, to look at their house, to get it ready for the holidays, whether it's Thanksgiving, whether it's Christmas, whether it's Hanukkah, whatever it is. So we've got quite a few things within the store. And, we always tell people, if you want to refresh your kitchen without going through the big evasive part about removing all your cabinets, bringing new ones in, doing floors, you can do things as simple as, if you've got a white cabinet with polished brass handles, and I see that all the time. I bought a house in Florida, white cabinets, polished brass handles. I changed all the handles to black.
Nice.
It made a huge difference. And then I took the chrome faucet, and again, I'm going to the house that I bought down in Florida. I just changed that to a black faucet. So, and it complements the stainless steel appliances.
And those are
out
quick
there.
fixes.
You know what?
Not expensive, right?
It's quick. It's not expensive.
You took it out of stock.
And I took it out of stock. Yes, I did. But you know what the most important thing is I showed a picture to my son, and he took it out of inventory. So this way I don't have to fire him.
Stephen A. Leahy's got the biggest menorah I've ever seen.
Really?
And it's got brass handles on it. Is there any way, which looks goofy on a black menorah, if he sent you a picture of the brass handles on his 6-foot menorah, because Steve, I know he's Irish Catholic, but he gets in a menorah like no other non-Jew that I know.
live in Deerfield.
I know. Well, man.
So with keeping that in mind, what I'm going to have to do is probably revert back to a Ace Hardware or something in the Kane County area to get him a can of spray paint.
There you
because
go.
I think spray paint is still banned in Cook County.
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
So yes, I'd have to give him a
Wise
spray
guy.
paint can.
It's
like
not
what
really
you said.
banned. It's restricted.
Right.
I like what you said about adding the black accent to
Yes.
just freshen up the kitchen. Lighting.
Oh my gosh, yes, lighting. And the cool thing is polished brass is out, but satin gold. We just put a new
That's
display.
coming back.
We just
Satin
put a
gold.
new display in our showroom, and I was there the other day. They were kind of wondering what I was doing there, but
Yeah,
anyway,
who's that?
Yeah, really. Can I help you, sir?
He looks like a shoplifter.
Who's the guy in aisle 5?
I think he's got a faucet in
I
his
think
pants.
he's a secret shopper.
He's
in
walking
there.
around like he owns a joint.
He's got a black faucet in his pants.
That looks like Tom Jenkins.
And then I was raiding the snack jar. And
We haven't seen him in 7 months. Looks like a guy that looks like Tom Jenkins.
No, I put my picture up on the wall. It's there.
Oh,
And
you
yeah.
got one of those?
Oh, God, yeah.
Got 10 of them. 312-981-7200 Mega Pros call, text, and photo line. So you were talking about other quick fixes.
All right. So anyway, that, the cabinet hardware, you could do that. And actually replacing your countertops, because we're looking for a place up here. So I'm scouring the MLS, looking at different houses, and we've been out looking at townhouses. The amount of Formica that's still out there is mind-boggling. And then you still get some people that have got the Corian. Corian was real popular in the early 90s.
I sent you a text introducing you to my friend Steve. I won't give his name up. He's like, hey, I did this. I'm having trouble with my countertop guy. He won't call me back. It's delayed. I'm like, all right, I'll hook you up with Janky. Give it another couple of weeks. Last week, hey, hooked me up with Janky. Can you? I'm like, yeah, Tom meets Steve. Steve meet Tom. Boom. And you're helping him out because he wants to get his house on the market sometime in the spring and spruce it up and get it ready to go.
Now, our people that we use for installing our countertops will, as a secondary thing, they'll remove your old countertops. Now, the one thing that we will not do is we will not reconnect the plumbing. You should
Sure.
get a licensed plumber for that, change your angle stops. But I will tell you, you can take and put a new countertop, literally have it all done in one day. Now you've got the new sinks. Now you can put in your new faucet. It's not that difficult to take and put new counters, whether they're quartz, granite.
708, tell Tommy that his kitchen designer, Lane, Layne, is great to work with.
I would agree with that.
Do you know what? Lane exclusively works with Mega Pros. I will tell you, you want a designer that designs and her mistake level is almost zero. I mean, literally almost zero. And I've been to warehouses from big box stores where they have warehouses full of mistake kitchens out there. They want a kitchen done and by a gal who is so good. She's so fast. And, people come in, and we've heard horror stories from other retailers that it takes them 2 or 3 weeks to get a drawing back. That's not the way it is with Lane. And Lane is in charge of our entire kitchen department. I mean, she's a...
How long has she been with you?
She's been with us about 5.5, 6 years.
I think.
So when Mariola left.
Actually, no. She was
got the
there.
Mary part right.
She was there at the same time Mariola. They came from the same place.
Oh, nice.
From the same retailer before. It was a stone company. But I'll tell you one thing. She's so good at what she does. And the thing is what the greatest attribute for her? She listens. She really listens to the customers.
So Judy loved Lane, working with Lane, and it's a coincidence because Judy's mistake level is 0. Ask her.
Yeah.
Judy is your wife.
Yes.
Judy Hogel.
Exactly. So it's funny they hooked up and they're both.
Oh,
mistakes are zero.
absolutely. Well, look, I've got a wife that is absolutely never wrong either.
A
So
zero.
yeah,
A zero mistake policy.
So, but you cannot believe how important that is with this zero mistake, because when you order a kitchen, and let's go back to the hard times of 28 weeks. If we have a mistake on a cabinet, don't think that they're going to shut down production,
Sure.
put that cabinet in there, and have it to you in 4 days.
But the contractor has to shut down production a lot of times because that cabinet just screwed up the next 3 cabinets.
Do you know what happens? It seems like it's just the omen that is out there. It's the one that goes in the corner. And then when you install a kitchen, you start in the corners and work out.
Oh, gosh.
So it seems like it's always that corner upper cabinet or the lazy Susan that's bad. So people don't grasp how important that is to be right the first time.
Oh, Tommy, even the trims, even the spacers, right?
Absolutely. I mean, they're always looking for new ways.
Got a question here for you guys. Stan's got a countertop question. Hey, Stan.
How you doing? Thanks a lot for taking my call today.
Sure.
I've got a countertop. I believe it's one of the old laminates. It's from like the 70s, but it's in fantastic shape. I just don't like the design on it. So if painting is a thing that I've seen, what would you recommend as far as a brand to use?
Boy, I'll tell you one thing. I have heard of some people they do make a countertop paint that will actually adhere.
Miracle Method.
Miracle Method, Tommy.
Tommy, Miracle Method will seal over it and coat right over it. It's a coating.
You know what, Tommy? They guarantee the coating.
They do. Okay, because Miracle Method, that's terrific because I've seen a lot of people on a do-it-yourself type thing. It's been a disaster because it just didn't adhere.
Worse than a disaster.
But I would tell you one thing. Look into quartz countertops. I mean, it's the hottest trend that's out there. It's non-porous. You don't need to seal it. They've come out with incredible colors.
How big is your kitchen? How many feet of countertop do you have?
I'm looking at what you want to call it, what I'm told is a small L. Basically, I'm looking at 10 feet across and about 2 feet off the L after it turns.
All right. No,
So
exactly. So, Tommy, how much
small.
is that countertop?
So you basically have 12. You got about 20. You got about 26 square feet, 28 if you include the 4-inch backsplash.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't use the backsplash and they'll do tile.
Please answer.
So
you got to go to news.
So you're probably looking at about at probably in an average of around $85 a square foot. So take your $26. Now, one of the things when we give you a square foot price, that is the material, measuring, fabrication, installation.
Oh, it's all in.
It's all
So
in.
less than $3,500.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you've got that, or you could call Tommy and work on that, or you could call Miracle Method if you don't want to do all that and just do a coating over the top. 630-326-5378. You got 2 great options.
Right.
David Haas is in Villa Park. Tommy's in Bedford Park. No, not Bedford Park. Broadview
5 miles east of the Hochberg shopping mall.
So you've got 2 great options. Stan, hang tight for your Mr. Floor cleaning product, your choice. We got to take a quick break here for news. Tommy, if our listeners want to reach you, where do they go, buddy?
They go to 708-343-3900 or go to buildersupplyoutlet.com.
Coming up next is news from the Northwestern Medicine Newsroom.
Hi, I am Kari Kohler with the Kohler Group at Coldwell Banker, and it has been an interesting time in real estate. Now more than ever, experience and expertise truly matter. Even with interest rates rising, there is still strong buyer demand, which brings cash buyers to the table. Thanks to our team's extensive knowledge of the Chicagoland marketplace, the Kohler Group continues to provide our clients with attractive opportunities to consider. After all, there will always be people who have to buy and sell. The markets are always moving, and so are people. Helping you get where you want to be is our focus at the Kohler Group. We listen to you, closely communicate with you, and then get you results. It's what makes us the Realtor Group clients most trust and recommend. We specialize in the western suburbs. Whether you're buying or selling, give us a call and see what we can do for you. 630-673-4586 or at thekohlergroup.co.
Hey, this is David Kaplan. Look, I know there could be some hesitancy when it comes to getting on board a weight loss program. I'm here to give you some assurance and let you know that SOTA, S-O-T-A, is different. SOTAweightloss.com. It's simple and easy to follow. There is no counting calories. There's no appetite suppressants, no pills. It's not a workout program. It's all about nutrition and figuring out how your body ticks. I love going to the gym, and I will continue to do so, but I just couldn't shed the pounds I wanted to by just working out. I turned to SOTA and was dropping an average of 3 to 5 pounds per week. I'm down 30 pounds since May 2nd because I have the accountability and guidance that I need. I was that guy that thought I work out every day. I eat pretty clean. Portion control could have been a little better. And then I learned the mistakes I was making on my diet. It's easy. Go to SOTAweightloss.com and see it for yourself. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. SOTA is, say it with me now, state of the art.
Tune in to Chicago's Afternoon News with Lisa Dent and Steve Bertrand for Thank You Thursdays, sponsored by Grainberry Cereal. Pick up your box of Grainberry today at Jewel Osco.
Hi, it's Lou Manfredini, and I'm here with Frank Wazalewski, Vice President of Access. Frank, it's important to choose the right stair lift design for your home, but it's also just as important to choose the right contractor to install it.
The right contractor is super important. A lot of times when people call us and they're asking for something like a stair lift, they don't need it. They might need a handrail. They might need a grab bar. So you want to pick a contractor who's not only licensed, but is really looking out for the best interest of what you need in order to achieve the goal that you're looking to.
Now, you often say, with Access, no job is too small. What do you mean by that?
No job too small to us means anything that a client needs, we're able to do for them. Something as simple as a grab bar is just as important as a home elevator.
From a simple bathroom grab bar installation to a whole home modification, Access is the company to call. Call 844-IL-LIFTS or visit allaboutaccess.com. That's 844-IL-LIFTS or visit allaboutaccess.com, and you can tell them that Lou sent you.
Broadcast excellence for Chicago and the Midwest for 100 years. This is WGN at AM 720 and on smart devices worldwide. WGN Chicago, a Nexstar Media Group station.
WGN Radio News is on the air. Good afternoon. I'm Kevin Wells at 12:01. The news is sponsored by Main Street Smiles. Chicago police say they are trying to determine why a man was shot and killed in West Garfield Park this morning. Let's check the roads first. WGN traffic. Edens is clear, wide open on the Kennedy, 30 minutes in and about 40 minutes on the outbound side. A little bit of stop and go between Montrose and Sayre. The Eisenhower, 45 into the old post office. Some brake lights between Damon and the Burns-Stevenson. No delays. Things looking good there. Dan Ryan inbound is about 20 minutes. Some brake lights between the Stevenson Expressway and downtown. And also, if you are on westbound trains coming in on the Union Pacific, again, that's Union Pacific West lines heading inbound to Ogilvie, looking at delays up to 1 hour right now due to some issues there. We'll keep you updated on that. But again, if you are taking the Metro Union Pacific westbound trains to the Ogilvie Transportation Center, you're looking at delays up to an hour. On the road still, DuSable Lakeshore Drive, slow around the Oak Street curve right now, 25 minutes, Hollywood to Monroe. Chicago police say they are investigating and searching for suspects today in a West Garfield Park homicide that happened this morning. Officials say a man was found dead on a sidewalk with approximately 16 gunshot wounds. No other details or names are known at this time. Bucktown residents are concerned about an increase in armed robberies in recent months. The latest incident happened in daylight Thursday near Wood and Bloomingdale. Witnesses say that there were 2 attackers and a getaway driver. They all fled empty-handed. The outcome was different for a couple who was robbed a few blocks away back in August. They were assaulted and had their wallets stolen.
They're practically camping out in our alleys waiting for us to be victims.
These are happening in broad daylight, early in the morning, the afternoon, evening, when there are people out.
Residents say that they believe the robberies in Bucktown are being underreported. A community policing meeting is set for later this month. Private security has been hired to patrol the neighborhood. A man who allegedly stabbed 8 people on the Las Vegas Strip, killing 2, said some people laughed at him and he was letting the anger out, according to an arrest report released on Friday. Yoni Barrios, 32 years of age, also told one victim, quote, "Sorry, man," before stabbing him in the back, and also said that he hoped police would shoot him. He was covered in blood when he was arrested after a brief chase on Thursday. They seized a large, long-bladed knife. Police say Barrios was asked a group of showgirls for a photo while holding that long knife. Then investigators say he got upset and stabbed the women and others nearby. It happened across the street from the Wynn Resort. Officials say one injured victim is in critical condition. Another 5 are still recovering. And after a devastating cancellation, Harry Styles' 6-night residency here in Chicago should kick off tonight. Styles' Love on Tour was set to open Thursday night, but an illness among the crew prevented that. Some fans had been lined up since Thursday for the show when they got the announcement that it had been postponed. Tickets from Thursday's show will now be honored on Monday night, but many fans say it's impossible for them to attend. Ticket holders were also given the option to refund. WGN Sports Now, Joe Brand.
Thank you, Kevin. For the past 5 years, the home team has won the Northwestern Wisconsin matchup. This afternoon, the Wildcats are looking to continue that trend. They will host the Badgers for homecoming weekend at 2:30 from Ryan Field. We'll start the coverage at 2 o'clock with Mark Carmen's pregame show. Dave Ent and Ted Albrecht with the kickoff to follow, all here on 720 WGN and WGNRadio.com. Other college football, Michigan's got a 10-7 lead over Indiana, 13 minutes left in the second quarter of that one. Also, Illinois is on a 3-game winning streak. They're looking to continue that as they host Iowa tonight, and Michigan State welcomes in number 3 Ohio State. Also, Northern Illinois will host Toledo. Today, the Blackhawks wrap up their preseason in St. Louis at 2 o'clock. That game won't have a local broadcast, though. Yesterday, the Hawks traded defenseman Riley Stillman to Vancouver for forward Jason Dickinson. They also acquired a second-round pick for next season. That gives the Hawks 2 picks in each of the first 3 rounds for the next 2 years. Day 2 of the MLB playoffs today. 1 game already underway and already in the bottom of the 4th inning. Cleveland and Tampa Bay scoreless, though, as Cleveland leads that series 1-0. Also, St. Louis, Toronto, and the New York Mets are all trying to even up their series in the wild card round. In for Andy Mazer, Joe Brand, WGN Sports.
And now the WGN forecast.
A lot of sunshine around Chicagoland this weekend, but don't let that fool you. It will be chillier than normal for today. High temperatures will struggle to get into the mid to upper end of the 50s. That's about 10 degrees below normal for this time of the year. And a bit breezy as well, with westerly winds that could be gusting between 20 and 25 miles an hour. Mostly clear and cold getting into tonight. Overnight lows in the city dropping down into the mid to upper end of the 30s, and some areas of frost are possible away from the lake where they'll see some even cooler temperatures. Sunday looks mostly sunny and milder as high temperatures climb back to where they should be for this part of October in the mid to upper end of the 60s. From the WGN Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Tim Joyce.
It's sunny and breezy in downtown Chicago right now, but it is a little bit chilly out there. 51 at O'Hare, 53 at Midway, 51 degrees along Chicago's lakefront. Celebrating our 100th year of serving Chicago, I'm Kevin Wells on Chicago's very own 720 WGN.
Thanks, Kevin Wells. Come in here and get a cookie, buddy, before it's all gone. Joe brought in cookies.
Yeah, I heard they're really good. The crumble cookies?
I know. I don't think they're crumble. There's something else, but I'm not a big fan of crumble cookies. I think that's... No, I think it's
that
more...
might be the wrong take.
Yeah, it's more... No, it's... I'm not a big fan. But he got it from someplace, and they're delicious. Hang on. Let's give him credit. Cookies and Dreams. So I don't know where that is, but
I'm going to come in and try one.
Come
right
and
now.
try one, buddy. So
I'm coming in.
Yeah, this is how you, if you want to thank your mortgage professional, that likes cookies, you go get a box of cookies like Joe and Allie did. And then my guy, Johnny Hendrickson, brought him a Woodford Reserve. Not that we're looking for gifts, but Johnny's a drinker and I'm a chocolate chip cookie eater. So it worked out good. Home Sweet Home Chicago coming up next with more information that you could use to help yourself in this upcoming challenging world that we all live in. Okay, we'll be back.
Back in 1969, when Gary Lindeman was a firefighter on the North Shore, he started Lindeman Chimney Company out of concern for fireplace safety. Today, Lindeman Chimney and Fireplace is the leader in the chimney industry and remains a family business today. They'll handle anything related to your fireplace or chimney, from annual maintenance and cleanings to chimney tuck pointing and masonry, to gas logs and fireplace installation, to impressive fireplace remodels. Call the pros at Lindeman Chimney and Fireplace. Many people ask, how often should you have your fireplace cleaned and inspected? Well, according to the Chimney Safety Institute of America, the answer is every year. Regular maintenance ensures the proper, safe operation of your home's fireplace. So if you can't recall the last time you had your fireplace cleaned and inspected, go to lindeman.com, LINDEMANN.com. Book your chimney cleaning appointment instantly online. Do it now. Check it off your list. That's lindeman.com. Lindeman Chimney and Fireplace. Safe and sound since 1969.
You may already know Mr. Floor for the beautiful wood floors that we install, sand, and refinish. Mr. Floor is a full-service local Chicagoland company who has provided homeowners and businesses with complete flooring solutions for over 30 years. Hi, I'm Igor Marak of Mr. Floor, and born out of our extensive experience and knowledge with hardwood floors comes the best hardwood floor cleaner on the market. As we visit Chicagoland homes and businesses every day, we see the damage that incorrect floor maintenance can cause. Most people are not cleaning their hardwood floors properly, and as we all know, a bucket of water and a mop is the surest way to ruin a wood floor. Forget about those harsh chemicals and cleaning products that leave your floors hazy and lifeless. We've researched, developed, and now produce the best hardwood floor cleaner ever. Our cleaner breaks the bonds of dirt and grease from your floor's coating without harming it. It's also eco and pet friendly too. Thousands of Mr. Floor clients have been using our cleaners for years, and now you can too. Visit us online at MrFloor.com to learn more and place your order. Use promo code WGN at checkout for a special offer. Mr. Floor, the first and last name in floors.
Hi, this is David Hochberg, and I am here with my really good friend, a real estate attorney and trust planning expert, David Schluter. David, I got a quick question for you. How do our listeners who are buying and moving into condos avoid running into unforeseen expenses that could exceed their personal budget?
Your attorney has a crack during the attorney review period to go ahead and ask any informational questions about recent increases that are contemplated in the future, and any special assessments that might come up. If they are too high, we can get you out of the deal within that period. Just use a qualified real estate attorney like me.
I'm telling you, David's done all of my real estate transactions. I refer him to all of our listeners. He's the best in the business. If you have any real estate law questions, or buying or selling a home, call David Schluter, 630-285-5300. That's 630-285-5300. Give him a call today.
Advent founder, Dr. Madan Kandula.
Breathing is central to sleep. Breathing is central to life, obviously. The thing that will ruin that sleep is if you can't breathe properly. You throw something into your breathing passageway and it's blocking up, and the body doesn't like that and it fights against that. And instead of a time where you're resting and recovering, you're fighting, and you're fighting all night long. Your body's fighting all night long. And so what that means is day after day, night after night, you never get that rest that your body's looking for. Too many people suffer needlessly with issues that can be fixed nowadays. Too many people suffer needlessly because the system that they try to go to for help is broken. And so at Advent, because we focus on delivering solutions that people actually want, it opens the door for those folks to have the life that they're supposed to have, simply.
This episode of Home Sweet Home Chicago is sponsored by David Hochberg and MegaPros Home Improvement and Restoration. Access the law offices of David Schluter, Builder Supply Outlet, and Stephen A. Leahy from OPEM Tax Advocates. For additional sponsors of the Home Sweet Home program, please visit WGNRadio.com/Home Sweet Home Chicago. Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Go to WGNDavid.com for all of our contact information. Tell Tommy Lane's great. We moved into a home, 815. You guys will love this. Moved into our house 25 years ago. Our countertops are really easy to take off because they were never glued on.
But if that doesn't really matter. But maybe the splash wasn't glued on.
Well, no. If you're talking about like the old laminate, what
I don't know.
You'd see is on the cabinet. You'd see a little corner piece that would be. It would have a hole through it, and they actually run a screw through the cabinet, through the little clip on the corner, and it goes right in. That's what holds it. Nobody ever really glued countertops down.
No, the only thing I could think of is the splash, right? So
sometimes if it was a post-form countertop, your
Right.
splash is all integral. But you're right, a self-edge countertop, they would have probably glued that. Yes.
312, I love your show and never miss it. I've been a realtor for 26 years and also worked as a senior loan processor in a very busy mortgage office for 9 years, and I still learn something new from this show every week. I love that you advocate for homeowners, buyers, and sellers. Keep up the good work. Martha on the North Shore. So thank you for that, Martha. 312-981-7200. Chuck in Chicago, welcome to Home Sweet Home Chicago. How can we help you?
Thank you. Last week I paid my house off.
Congratulations.
And they said-
Well done, buddy.
It's time to refinance,
Thank
Chuck.
you. Yeah. They said they were going to send me the escrow money back because there was quite a bit built up in there for the second half.
Okay.
What do I do so I don't have to pay any kind of penalty or any extra money?
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, they have 30 days after you paid them off to send it to you. It's not income taxable under any circumstances because it's your own money. So there's no tax impact on you. That's your own money they're giving back to you. You parted with it. They didn't need it all because you paid off the mortgage. But now that you don't have a mortgage anymore, you do have to be very vigilant and watch your mail for the tax bill. Yeah, because now you're on your own.
So here for our listeners who have no idea what Chuck's talking about, he used to escrow his real estate taxes and maybe insurance. The mortgage got paid off. His current servicer has got at least probably almost close to a year's worth of tax payments and maybe a year's worth of insurance payments, depending upon what his insurance cycle is. Since the loan's paid off, the servicer who he was writing his mortgage payment to is sitting with an escrow account that they have to refund by law to the borrower homeowner, Chuck here, within 30 days of the loan being paid off. So you're going to get a check, Chuck. Check, say that 10 times.
Ooh, nice. Good
Check,
job.
Chuck. You're going to be getting a check, Chuck. That's pretty cool.
Fight back.
Fight back now. Fight back now, Chuck. All right, so, you're going to be getting a check, which you got to put aside. So, again, like Steve said, you can now send in what your tax bill was, first installment, just to cover your rear end if you want to get a tax deduction, assuming that you're in the allowable limit with income and all that. So when you get it, you might want to look at your last tax bill there, Chuck, and send it into the county, those thieves. Okay, buddy?
Okay, thank you very much. That does help.
All right, hang on for your Mr. Floor cleaning product of your choice, 312-981-7200.
But wait a second. He's going to be short still, though, right?
No, it's a bill they didn't need to pay, Joe. It's because he paid off now. It's just the interesting time. They might have used it to pay, but the bill didn't come out, so it's sitting in his account. It's his own money.
The money was sent in. And
I understand, but he's going to be short because the tax bills haven't come out.
No, well,
he's going to be short the total, though.
He doesn't know. No, the second installment that was due on September 1st, the bill should have gone out in August.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He'll have enough money to cover that with the money coming back.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they were still collecting and holding it.
Right. And then he's going to get the whammo because the first installment comes out allegedly in February. Okay, so it's a big mess. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Mary, hi. Welcome to the show. You're calling from Indiana.
Yeah. I want to take out a HELOC.
Yep.
And I checked with the bank that I bank with all the time.
What's the bank?
Which is Fifth Third.
Okay, good bank.
They said that the prime is at, goes back a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Prime is at 6.5%, and that all banks or all loan facilities are charging like 2% over prime.
I disagree with that respectfully. Depending on your credit scores and your combined loan to value, 2 points above prime seems a little steep to me. I'll hook you up with our guys at BMO Harris, Josh Prov, and Gerald at BMO, and you could get a competitive quote from them. How's that, Mary?
That sounds good to me.
All right, hang on for your Mr. Floyd cleaning product of your choice. We'll take down your name and number.
But it's normally 1 point.
It depends. Like Steve, it depends. No, that's the opinion. It depends. It depends.
I was just told 1 point.
No, that's a factual inaccurate statement. It depends on your credit scores. It depends on your.
Mine's 1,500.
I know you're 1,500. It's your combined loan to value.
You mean all those things you just said?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out.
I agree.
Is one good, or is it possible to get lower than 1 point above prime?
Yeah. Yeah. You should have called me. 312-981-7200. But nice job going off on your own. Just I got a guy, my banker forever.
I did call you.
I know, and I told you don't use that guy. No, I told you. I told you to call the guy, and if he's taking care of you, to go for it. I think that's a high rate, but we won't embarrass your banker. 312-981-7200. Ann and Sandwich.
Hi. I have a son who received a letter from his mortgage company stating that they were raising his payment $500. He's a teacher, can't afford that. He said they told him that the tax bill went up and that they hadn't been collecting enough.
Yep.
And they told him the tax bill went up $2,000 and that they hadn't been collecting enough, so that they have to change his mortgage payment. Is there anything? First of all, you're saying that the tax bills haven't even come out.
What county does your son live in?
Cook.
Okay, so here it is. Okay, it's Dave. They're preparing for.
Yeah, they received the assessed notice projected. It's not finalized yet, but they received what's called, we think the taxes are going to be letter. So they don't want to be behind. So they're coming to your son. It's still going to be his money. So even if eventually a year out he's overpaid, it's his own money.
He's a teacher on a fixed income. Okay, I'm not yelling at you. Here's the problem, you board of morons.
Right.
These people are on fixed income.
Right.
You got a mother calling in for a son who
Right.
can't afford the real estate tax because you got the servicer coming in throwing a number out there to make sure they cover their rear end.
Right.
Okay, Tony Preckwinkle and your band of morons. This is what you're doing to Cook County citizens because you can't do your jobs, which is to get the tax bills out on time. So you got this poor teacher. Now you're screwing over teachers, okay? For the love of God, here's what you got to do, Mom. I'm all fired up, Ann, here. Here's what you got to do, Ann.
Thank you, because I am too.
Well, right. Nobody gives a crap. So here's the deal, okay? Here's what's going to happen. They're estimating what your son's taxes are going to be because there's no tax bill out. So they're doing exactly what we talked about last hour.
Doubling, right?
They are overestimating what they're going to collect because they want to make sure they have enough. And your kid is going through the grinder because we have incompetence running this county. And nobody cares in the media except me because nobody's talking about this. So what the servicer of your son's loan is doing is doubling and tripling. I don't know what the hell they're doing. They're making sure they have enough money.
No, they're covering their
They're covering their butts, which is any good business will do. I'm not mad at the servicers. Cook County, we're all running blind here. But where's your kid going to come up with the extra 5 Gs? Right? Because they want $6,000 over the next year to make up for the shortage that they think they're going to have because the tax bill's not out, and then to fill up that shortage over the next 12 months to pay themselves
Best
back.
you can hope to, or maybe you can string it out. Sometimes your servicing company can string it out over 2 years. The additional. Sometimes
it's ridiculous.
Sometimes they'll do that because otherwise you're caught. How are you going to pay it?
Or mom's got to step in, or a family member's got to step in and float son the dough and get the money back. This is the problem I'm talking about, Ann. These are real life situations, and this is what they're putting Cook County citizens and business owners through. We have no clue what the value is. We're running blind, and I'm glad that they could go. I got to go to a break here, but I'm fired. They could run $8 billion is sitting in Never Never Land, and we're functioning just fine, but they keep railing it on us on real estate taxes. Tell me a business that could operate with an $8 billion receivable shortage and not have a problem to continue to raise real estate taxes. There's something wrong here. Where is the media in this town trying to get to the answer? Why am I the only guy out there doing this? I'm the only guy that cares about you and your son, the teacher.
I care too, Dave.
I know you do, but I'm talking right now, so sit there and drop your chair lower because, God, I'm all fired up. And I got to go to Ann. I love you. I love your son. I love teaching. This is the problem. Okay, here in a nutshell, you got a kid, the teacher on fixed income. It's got to come up at $500 extra with inflation, increasing interest rates. Everything costs more money, and they don't give a crap. It's wrong. Frank, what's the website for veterans to go? Because I gotta catch my breath here.
Liftingahero.com.
Liftingahero.com. I'm David Hochberg. Call the paramedics. I might have a stroke here. 312-981-7200. They're right downstairs. Okay. Thank God we got a firehouse literally right next door to the building.
We called. Nobody wants to.
Nobody wants to. Tell them we got one. Tell them
they said forget it.
Tell Kevin Wells, stop eating that cookie. We're going to give it to the firefighters. 312-981-7200. Well, actually, we got John Hendrickson's bottle of whiskey here, so maybe that'll entice them. 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200 is the Mega Pros call, text, and the photo line. This is Home from Chicago on 720 WGN.
WGN.
If you're refinancing your existing home, then you need to call Team Hochberg, your trusted local lender. Susan, recently divorced, receives $5,000 a month in spousal support and had to refinance her ex-husband off her existing mortgage. In order for spousal or child support to be used to qualify for a mortgage, divorced borrowers must have received 6 months of support to secure a conventional loan and 3 months to secure an FHA loan. Unfortunately, Susan had only received spousal support for 1 month. To adhere to her divorce decree, Susan's parents co-signed for her mortgage. I've been divorced and know how stressful and overwhelming it can be, which is why you need to call Team Hochberg if you need to refinance or purchase a new home after a divorce. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of WGN listeners who've gotten divorced, like Susan, but we can't help if you don't call 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Tune into Home Sweet Home Chicago, hosted by me, Saturdays after House Smarts at 10. Homeside Financial Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1124061.
Let me ask you a question. Have you heard of Capital Electric? They have a quiet, cool fan system that will naturally cool your home and make your upstairs bedrooms nice and comfortable. And even better, it's going to reduce your AC cost by 50 to 90% each month. This revolutionary system uses cool evening air to push the heat right out of your house. Call Capital Electric right now, 630-833-2389, or visit capitalelectric.com. That's Capital with a K. CapitalElectric.com.
Stephen Hochberg for Catch 35 Seafood and Premium Steaks. The food, the chefs, and the staff are amazing. Catch 35 is an official Vestathon restaurant. So enjoy a meal at Catch 35 Chicago or Naperville locations on either Sunday or Monday and mention Vestathon, and they'll donate a portion of your transaction to the Vestathon. Have a great meal while helping us purchase replacement bulletproof vests for the Chicago police officers by visiting Catch 35 on Sundays and Mondays and saying Vestathon when you either order or pay the bill.
Oh, I don't have to tell you, the weather around here is about to change, and when the cold blast of air comes back, does your home have a hard time staying warm? I'll bet it's those old drafty windows and doors. We went through that. This is John Williams. We called Next Door and Window, and you should too. Next Door and Window installed beautiful, energy-efficient Marvin windows and a stunning sliding patio door at our home, and we've hired them again. You'll love their expertise and how they do business. Next Door and Window has been replacing windows and doors for over 20 years now. And they offer it all, including fiberglass windows, which are 8 times stronger than vinyl. Enjoy a proven, simple, and educational window and door replacement process. That's what we had. One of their design and energy experts will bring the showroom to you with a complimentary appointment. Right now, ask about buy one, get one 30% off on windows and doors. Call 1-800-NEXT-DOOR or go to 1-800-NEXTDOOR.com. Tell them John Williams sent you.
Get all the gridiron info from those in the know on Chicago Football Weekly with Jared Payton and Caitlin Sharkey. Tonight at 6 on WGN TV.
Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Bob and Wooddale. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, how you doing? Great show. You know, I listened to Tom over there at Builders of Supply, and just last year they did our whole kitchen for us. What a great job they did. They had such a nice deal, and they were so nice that why would you want to go anywhere else?
Tell you what, Bob from Wooddale is giving Lindsay a run for her money.
I met Tom personally. He happened to be walking through there. What a personable guy. I mean, great guy.
Was it a highlight of your day or a disappointment, Bob?
Well, I don't know. I'm still trying to recover from that, you know?
Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Those were the days when people knew you and liked you. You know what I'm saying?
That was timeless.
Well, you know what?
That one.
I mean, come on. He's got the sign with the flashing lights. I'm Tom Janky.
No, that's
You've
above
seen that sign before.
That's above the portrait that's sitting in the showroom.
He's got one line for autographs and one line for pictures, and he can't do it at the same time, Joe. You got to get in the other line.
Founder, CEO,
and I took the complaint line out of it,
That's
so
right.
I've only got 2 lanes.
312-981-7200. Dave, you were mentioning something as is in a contract. You got 3 minutes before
that's
the breaks. Go ahead.
Yeah, during the euphoria when there were multiple contracts for every house, they started saying, look, we'll take your deal, but it needs to be as is. So somebody who didn't use me told me at another closing that they almost lost their purchase. They signed as is, but then their realtor told them, well, we found some safety things, so you need to go ahead and still have your attorney ask. Luckily, the attorney warned them, didn't fall for it, but had that attorney followed that broker's philosophy that there is a safety exemption on an as-is deal, the guy would have been kicked to the curb and never got the house. And in this market, it's hard to find a house. So, realtors, other attorneys who don't know what we do, when it's an as-is deal, that seller accepted your client's offer, possibly ahead of offers that were even more because they thought were not going to get a wish list. So there is no safety exemption. There is no radon exemption. There is no hazardous things exemption on an as-is deal. Now, what your lawyer can do is call the other attorney and say, look, we know it's that way. Is there any room whatsoever with your seller? You'll hear in 2 minutes whether they're going to kick him to the curb or possibly entertain something. So realtors and inexperienced real estate attorneys, please do not tell people that it's okay to pretend they didn't agree to an as-is deal. So the seller took that offer so that they could have comfort and move on. The buyer can still cancel. It's not like if they found out enough things, they still have a right to cancel. But once they go ahead, they have only one choice, buy or not buy. So don't mislead your customers that, well, unless it's something unsafe. There's no such exception. So I just want people to know that. In fact, we're hoping on the next round of the multi-board contract that it's going to say, by the way, this paragraph has no safety exceptions. And that should clear the air a little bit. But this guy could have easily lost his home. Luckily, the lawyer knew not to follow the realtor's advice.
When's the updated contract due out?
There's committees just forming. We have a team with lawyers and the brokers. It took about a year to get the last one done. But I would say we'd hope by 2023, end of 2023.
Right. Well, if the county had anything to do with it, it would be in 2024. This is Home Sweet Home Chicago on 720 WGN, 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. Mega Pro's call, text, and photo line. It's been blowing up today. Joe, you've got a
what?
You got a attic insulation question that got texted in a short while ago. 312-981-7200, Home Sweet Home Chicago on 720 WGN.
When news breaks in Chicago or the world, you'll hear it here, and we'll talk about it here. This is Chicago's very own 720 WGN, or download the WGN Radio app and stream us live.
WGN Radio News is on the air. Good afternoon. I'm Kevin Wells at 12:30. If you're an Aldi shopper, heads up, an E. coli outbreak has been linked to 2 of their products. Let's touch on WGN Sports first. Northwestern hosts Wisconsin today in Big Ten football. The pregame at 2, kickoff at 2:30 with Dave Ennett and Ted Albrecht right here on 720 WGN and WGNradio.com. Other college scores today, the Red River Showdown, Texas all over Oklahoma right now. The last time we looked at that one, it was 21-0. We'll get an update here in just a moment. Some other scores right now from the Big Ten. Right now, Minnesota leads Michigan plays later today. They are up 10-0. Their Ohio State plays later this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Taking a look at some other scores, TCU leading Kansas 10-0. Tennessee, they're off to a 4-0 start. They're over LSU 20-7. And the Arkansas Razorbacks lead Mississippi, or they're trailing Mississippi 21-3. WGN traffic now. Things looking good on the Eden still as they were last hour, 20 minutes in. About a 40-minute outbound trip on the Kennedy. Inbound is about 50. Solid traffic between Diversey and downtown. The Eisenhower is 45 on the inbound side. Very heavy right now between Western and the Burn on the inbound side. The outbound side is also looking at delays due to a bridge lift between the old post office and Canal Street. The Congress Street Bridge, again, is up right now. It's going to slow things down for a few minutes. Stevenson looks good. 30 minutes in, 30 minutes out. Dan Ryan also looking clear at this hour. Chicago is approaching 3,000 migrants that have been bused from Texas. City officials say 113 more arrived on Friday, bringing the total to just shy of 2,700. Upon arrival, individuals and families are provided immediate shelter and support to meet their basic needs. They say more are expected within the coming days. CDC officials are now warning Aldi shoppers to throw away 2 frozen earth-grown falafel products after they were linked to an E. coli outbreak. Health officials say the same strain is responsible for 5 hospitalizations and at least 20 illnesses reported. These products are no longer available for sale. They were removed from shelves on October 6th. However, you could still have them frozen in your freezer. They have a shelf life of 18 months. So if you find it, they're asking you to throw it away or bring it in for a refund. And some good news for fast food fans and Taco Bell fans. They are bringing back a trademarked item, the original commercial for the smothered burrito, the Enchilito. It dates back to 1979. Now it will be back on the menu after a vote-driven contest ruled it a fan favorite. The Enchilito will be available for a limited time, though only between November 17th and November 30th. The forecast from the WGN Chicago Weather Center: chilly, brisk today, a high of 59 and mostly sunny tonight. It's going to be a low of 37 here in the city. Could hit some lows in the low 30s out in the surrounding suburbs, and we could see some frost coming away off the lake as well. Sunday, mostly sunny and a high of 68 degrees. Celebrating our 100th year of serving Chicago, I'm Kevin Wells on Chicago's very own 720 WGN.
Despite whatever you may have heard about the real estate market lately, if you're interested in buying or selling a home or need to sell, don't worry that you've missed the boat. In my mind, it's always a great time to buy the right property at the right price. I'm Lisa Dent. I'll tell you what, I'm a big fan of Amy Kite. I've known her for years. It's Amy Kite with Keller Williams Realty Infinity. Amy knows there's lots of reasons people decide to move, one of which is people are uncoupling and moving apart and needing to find one or two new homes and sell their current home. In cases like this, Amy becomes more like a real estate planner, taking into consideration the needs of both parties and helping them move as seamlessly as possible into the next phases of their lives. Listen, Amy says properties are still moving and everyone needs a roof over their head. Don't let the fear of a fluctuating market stop you from living your best life. Call Amy Kite and she will sell your home. Go to amywillsellyourhome.com. That's amywillsellyourhome.com.
If you are renovating your kitchen or bathroom, call the refinishing experts at Miracle Method to learn about refinishing instead of replacing. Miracle Method will refinish your existing cabinets, countertops, bathtubs, showers, floors, and tile, making them look and feel brand new. Save 50 to 75% over the cost of replacement, and most projects are completed in less than 2 days. I've seen the finished product, and it's amazing. For more information about refinishing instead of replacing, call 630-832-2250 or visit miraclemethod.com/Chicago.
It's David Hochberg from my good friend Mike Long and Mike's Landscape Lighting. When we illuminated our home, we hired Mike and his team at Mike's Landscape Lighting. Mike's team did an amazing job, and you wouldn't believe all the compliments we get from all our friends and neighbors who have also hired Mike to illuminate their home. Mike enhanced the curb appeal and improved the security of our home. From accent, pathway, and patio lighting to outdoor event lighting, Mike's Landscape Lighting does it all. Check out all the photos of his work at WGNMike.com. That's WGNMike.com.
JC Restoration, your trusted property damage expert, has merged with Colorado-based national firm Blue Sky Restoration Contractors. As part of the Blue Sky family, they will continue to offer the best around-the-clock restoration and emergency mitigation services for properties affected by water, fire, smoke, mold, or storms in the greater Chicagoland area. Plus, they're now able to provide commercial roofing and healthcare restoration services. Blue Sky provides commercial, industrial, governmental, residential, and multifamily restoration, renovation, environmental, and roofing services across the nation. Your familiar Chicago area crew is operating business as usual with a larger team and more resources, responding to any property damage needs. Blue Sky's engaged employees bring experience and teamwork to anyone who owns or manages property, provides property insurance, or manages property insurance claims. For more information on Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, formerly JC Restoration, visit gobluesky.com. That's GoBlusky.com, or call 800-266-5677. JC Restoration is now Blue Sky Restoration Contractors and here to serve you.
Bears fans, tune into Marquee Sports Network on Wednesdays for Bear Essentials, presented by Bet Rivers, featuring in-depth breakdowns and exclusive interviews with Bears personnel, only on Marquee Sports Network. Visit marqueesportsnetwork.com/Bears for the full schedule.
Let's Get Legal, where we take a look at local and national news stories through a legal lens, with prominent Illinois attorneys and experts here to break it all down. Let's Get Legal, powered by the Illinois State Bar Association. Up next at 1 on WGN.
Yeah, you like it.
Now back to Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200. Let's Get Legal coming up after our show with the one and only John Hanson.
Steve likes that.
Steve likes him.
Steve like that.
Well, yeah, because he gets invited on all the time.
I was on their show last week.
Invite back now.
Invite back now.
I wanted to mention because we were at the chimney.
Lindemann
Chimney, and Frank was there, and
Dave was
Attorney
there.
Schluter was there, and I was there, and of course you guys were there, but you guys were on there.
What is this, romper
All
room?
three of you
I
guys.
see David.
I just wanted to mention because we had such a good
You want
time.
a gold star?
They
You want a
did
pat on the head?
Did they do a good job or
You
what?
want a cookie?
You're not going to touch his head.
I'm not going to touch his head.
Did they do a good job or what?
You
They
see
did a
David
fantastic
from the
job.
Northwestern Medicine newsroom is
Well-
where you see David from.
No, that's over there.
I'm just saying.
Just leave the hosting and jokes to me. 312-981-7200. 312-981-7200. Go to
Do you
WGN.
have a joke?
I have a great
David.com.
joke.
Oh, they're horrible.
Come on, could you tell one joke?
Oh, gosh.
So,
Seriously,
a criminal
lighten this
defense attorney tells his criminal client, I've got to opt out. Your DNA's everywhere and your blood's all over the scene. However, your cholesterol's only 130.
I told you they're horrible. 312-981-7200.
What the heck just happened?
You asked for it.
You asked for it.
I told you not to go there.
You've never heard such a funny joke.
You haven't been to closings with him.
I
When
have.
When he starts telling the pot brownie stories, you know he's run out of material. 312-981-7200. Jim in Sherwood, how are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm good, buddy. How can we help you?
Ooh, hang on.
All right,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you before too, buddy. What's up?
Okay, I apologize.
You're
I
good.
turned you down. Hey, I purchased some cabinets from Builder Supply. They're floor to ceiling. They're kitchen cabinets. I had a outside company put them in, and when they went to put in the crown molding, they said it's too small. What can I do to finish the project?
I can help the problem.
Go ahead, Joe.
I'm gonna divert that to Joe because he's got so
It's an
much
installer-
more experience.
it's an installer question.
With an installation.
So he's saying it's short of the soffit, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
Did I order the wrong?
not
Did
at
I order
all.
something
No,
wrong?
no. It would probably be a two-piece crown or any. I would like the contractor's name.
Oh, no, don't do that.
I
Don't
don't
do that.
have it with me. I'm sorry.
Wasn't
No, that's
Mega Pro.
But Jim, if you sent Joe a picture when you get home,
No. I know exactly what
Yeah,
it is.
okay,
Tommy.
go ahead.
All right, so they're short of the soffit, right? So every contractor has to okay the dimensions of the cabinets that are ordered, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I sign off when I order those cabinets. So I know exactly what I need to fill the space up to that soffit,
height.
right?
That height.
So now if you're talking about a crown, you know and I know, depending on the cabinet, I might have to do a two-piece crown. I might have to put a fill before I add my crown. But there's 100 different ways that
Right.
cabinet
Not every
should be
ceiling's
installed.
built the same, right? So you,
No.
I mean, an 8-foot ceiling could be 8'1". A 9-foot ceiling could be
You're
8'11",
exactly fine.
right? So you have to adjust your crown, and that's the purpose of the crown is to cover the gap in the trim, right? You know, so
it's not a cabinet problem,
No.
Joe. It's more of a crown trim problem,
right?
Or a contractor
Or
problem.
a contractor problem that doesn't know how to properly.
But what we could do is we could go through and, like Joe said, a two-piece crown is very common. I've seen 3- and 4-piece crown, depending on how decorative you want to get. But
or the gap you have to fill.
or the gap you've got to go. And the nice thing about a two-piece crown is it allows you to adjust that crown because just because your ceiling height is 8 foot in the corner doesn't mean at the other end it's going to be 8
Very
foot.
true.
It could be 7 foot, 11 and a half.
Sure.
I mean, it's not uncommon,
Okay,
as
now-
Joe could probably attest. Yes, go ahead.
Now, I also have some like it's maybe 1x3 oak pieces that also came with and weren't used. Were those spacers for the cabinet, or was this a two-piece crown and the installer didn't understand how to use it?
It's absolutely a two-piece.
That sounds like a two-piece crown.
It's either that or that's a filler that, and I think
No, all its cabinets are in.
Right.
No, I understand, but he's saying it's left over. Maybe they didn't use it.
Well,
How
yeah,
long is that piece?
There may be 3 feet, if that.
Yeah,
those are fillers.
But I can use
That's
it.
that's what I was thinking.
All right.
Right. So what you could do is, in a lot of cases, I don't know what the length of your cabinet run is. A lot of times, if they do a two-piece crown, they'll use that same 3-inch filler, but they'll do an 8-foot piece.
Excuse me. You're talking about a pantry cabinet, though, here. So the pantry cabinet is where there's a gap.
Oh, it's only on one. My apologies. I didn't know. I didn't realize
maybe I
it was
got it.
one.
Is it on one cabinet or all the cabinets, Jim?
I have 2 pantries that have the refrigerator in and cabinets above,
Yeah,
and
so-
then from there, I have a gap that goes around the whole kitchen
Oh,
and into a little study area that I had 2 cabinets put on.
So can I
I'm
ask you?
missing-
Oh, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm just missing like a U shape and then a couple little
Gotcha.
areas in a work area.
same thing would apply. I don't care if it's I don't care if it's a fill or do you know what I'm saying? Like, anything I could install in there and then put the crown up to the ceiling, I'm all set.
So it's a contractor installation problem. What
Yes.
you're saying?
Right.
I think, Tommy?
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Now, the question is if you wanted your crown to go all the way up to the ceiling and your contractor did not install it that way, that is an issue. I think your contractor should have come back to you and said, hey, what else have they got to make that into a two-piece crown so we can extend the height of the crown? But for him, if he just went and installed it and went, well, that's all you got.
You're done, yeah.
I would question.
I'm not upset with the installer. He was very good. I'm happy with that. The thing is, I took the dimensions into Builder Square, and the girl ran it all through the computer and popped out what I wanted, and I purchased what she suggested. Now, can I come back and then?
Absolutely.
Do you have those? Do you have those plans on file where I?
Oh,
could adjust?
sure, absolutely. You just go back to your designer, and my suggestion is. Everybody's got a cell phone today. Take a picture of what you've got. Go in.
I can see it in my mind.
Yeah. Oh, I can see it too. But, just to help the designer out.
But make sure you take it into Builder Supply, not Builder Square.
Yeah, Builder Square went out a long
Or
time
Baker
ago.
Square. If you're going to go to Baker Square, get the pecan pie. They're delicious.
And don't go 5 miles east to
French
our place.
silk is also good. Good call on the French silk at the Baker Square.
So anyway, now the best thing to do is we can absolutely help you. You just take a picture of that, come in, meet with the designer you did before, because all of our designs and drawings are stored to the cloud, so we've got easily access.
All right, Jimmy, you feel better?
Okay. Now, do you need one quick question? Do you need a picture of the molding itself, or just the gap?
Just show us. Just stand back and just take a picture where we can see the type of a gap, whether it's a half-inch gap, 3/4-inch gap. They'll be able to easily rectify, get you something that's going to work.
It's about 3 inches, 4 inches.
Yeah, but how many feet of crown do you have?
Well, I got enough to do it.
Yeah.
I probably got 30, 40 feet stored in the loft.
Oh, so they haven't installed the actual crown yet.
Right.
Oh, no, not at all.
So that's what the crown is for.
Absolutely. Just taking, and now you're talking exactly what Joe said before.
That's
it's a
what I like
two-piece
to-
crown.
You said Joe
said before.
Correct.
Joe is right.
I know it.
It hurts.
And I
often.
would take as many pictures as you possibly can
Yeah.
and bring it all with
We're
you.
going to stop in.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, take as many pictures as you can, Jimmy, okay?
All right. Thank you very
All
much.
right, hang on for your Mr. Floyd cleaning product of your choice. You see, that wasn't that bad.
I know it, but it was so painful seeing Joe was right.
I know.
Fight back, Tom. Fight back. Fight
I
back,
got
Tom.
you, Joe. You're always right.
I'm telling you, it might take me the afternoon to get over it, but I'm fine.
312-981.
I always say when somebody says, Dad, you were right, I say, because I was talking.
312-981-7200, 312-981-7200. This is Home Sweet Home Chicago. We're going to take a quick break. Be back with the last segment of the show. 312-981-7200. MegaPro's call, text, and photo line. We'll be right back.
WGN.
They replaced some ledger boards on the north and south sides of our home. We had woodpeckers that were just turning it into Swiss cheese. Over the course of a couple years, the holes were getting bigger, which led to concern if water would eventually seep in behind the siding. So we knew it was something that needed to be repaired, but who do you call?
We are talking today with Mega customer Robin Skirick of Bloomingdale.
My boyfriend had heard MegaPros on the radio and said, give them a call. And so came out. Everybody that I've talked to connected to MegaPros has been amazing. I'm truly impressed with what they can accomplish. You're getting a jack of all trades when you hire a MegaPro.
One Mega call does it all.
847-658-8989. 847-658-8989.
Megapros.com.
One Mega call does it all.
First impressions are lasting ones, right? So why not impress guests from the start with a striking marquee front door? Available exclusively at Builder's Supply Outlet, the elegant marquee door collection is comprised of dark walnut-finished, high-definition composite entry doors, 5 times stronger than fiberglass. Now that is impressive. Made to protect against warping, shrinking, cracking, splitting, and expanding, with the same 12-step process used to create the smooth, polished finish you see on pianos. Built to last and energy efficient, you'll keep the temperature in your home consistent and save on energy costs all year long. And the best part? They're in stock now. There's an assortment of modern and traditional styles that you can see and touch in store. Beautifully built and built to last. You'll only find Marquee Doors at Builder Supply Outlet, located 5 miles east of the Oakbrook Shopping Mall on Cermak Road in Broadview, or online at buildersupplyoutlet.com. Get your impressive new Marquee door today.
This is Rich Dykstra from Dykstra Home Services. Winter is just around the corner, but lucky for you, we still have quite a few Carrier air conditioners left in stock that we have to move out to make room for our furnace order. So we're having a warehouse clearance sale on everything that we have in stock until the end of the month. Don't delay. Call today for a free in-home estimate, 800-421-3220 or WGNHeatingGuy.com. Carrier, turn to the experts, and the experts at Dykstra Home Services, the only Hall of Fame dealer in Illinois.
BMO Harris is a proud sponsor of the Home Sweet Home Chicago radio program. If you, like many other homeowners right now, are considering a home renovation project, contact BMO Harris Bank to learn more about how they can help you finance your projects. For more information, visit them at bmoharris.com/homesweethome. That's bmoharris.com/homesweethome. Or just click their link on the WGN Home Sweet Home Chicago program page.
Home Sweet Home Chicago.
Thank you to Douglas Wilson, Anita Goldberg, Susan Vandervoot, Janet Gooderham.
How many did you pronounce right?
I don't know.
I just hope that Mr. Goldenheim isn't saying that's not my name.
Gooderham. How would you pronounce it? Gooderhama.
Gooderhomer.
Well, how else can you pronounce that?
Could you please call in Mr. Gooderham?
I just keep going. It's all in the presentation, Joe.
Now, here's David Hochberg and Home Sweet Home Chicago.
312-981-7200. Megapros call, text, and photo line. Go to WGNDavid.com for podcasts of previous shows and all of our expert hosts, expert panels, the information on all of the experts on the show, including the panel we have in today. Rhonda in Chicago, your home is paid off. Fire away, Rhonda. You're up.
Hi, David. Thanks for taking my call. So, yes, I'm a senior. My first mortgage is paid off, but I never received the title or the deed or whatever because I still have a small HELOC.
David?
Actually, hi. I hope you're having a great weekend. You actually have your title from when you bought. It's a frequent misunderstanding. In Illinois, we own our homes. You would have received a deed about a month after you closed way back in the day, and then a title policy about another month. So you never need a new title. What happens is as you pay off each mortgage, whether it's a regular mortgage or a home equity loan, those lenders file what's called a release. It used to be called the satisfaction. And what it does, your title stays the same. You own the home, but it removes exceptions for the title from when you sell someday. So they're each going to remove the cloud on your title as you've paid them off. But you never needed a new title and you never needed a new deed. You're all set.
Make you feel better, Rhonda?
Thank you.
Okay.
I never knew that.
So much better.
Do you have a home equity line of credit on your home, Rhonda?
I do, and I'm keeping just a small balance on it in case I ever need it.
Why are you keeping it? What? Hold on. How much is your house worth?
Over 300.
And how much is the HELOC that you could tap out if you had to in an emergency? How much is your HELOC?
It's over 100.
Okay,
I'm
that'll
not
go.
even really sure.
Good. So
Yeah.
you've got a $100,000 HELOC on a $300,000 home. And what's the balance?
Like 4,000
And how much money you got in the bank?
in the bank.
Yeah, do you have like 10, 15 grand as an emergency fund someplace?
Yeah.
Okay. And how long until the HELOC hits its 10-year mark?
Oh, it's gone. It's passed.
So your HELOC's gone. So what do you have $4,000 on? I'm confused here. You said you had a $100,000 home equity line of credit on your home, correct?
Right.
That's paid off, or is it still there?
That's the 4,000.
No, it's still there.
Right. So you have a
But I think it's just revolving.
Right. You have $4,000 outstanding on your $100,000 line of credit on your $300,000 home, right?
Yes.
Okay. How much cash do you have in the bank in checking and savings right now? Is it more than $4,000?
Oh, yes.
I would take the $4,000 out of the bank, pay off your HELOC that you're paying interest on that you don't need to be paying interest on, because the interest you're paying on your HELOC is more than what you're earning in your checking and savings account. And then if you have a holy crap moment and you need an emergency fund, you've got 100,000 live rounds sitting there that you could tap into. Does that make sense?
Well, so I don't have to keep a balance on it. I was worried that if I paid off the balance that it would close the HELOC.
Absolutely not. And if they do, you come to me and I'll expose them. But no, you could pay off because
you're doing a lot of it.
I'm the only guy that gives a crap about homeowners.
We're all going to go home blind from all the exposure.
Rhonda,
they would have needed a letter of direction signed by you closing the account. Only home equity loans need those, but yeah, you could keep a zero balance and you may get an annual fee, $30-$40 or something.
She's going to get that anyway.
Yeah, but the bottom line is, yeah, David's right. There's no. I'm really glad you called. You could pay that off next week. It's not going to close the loan, and then you still have the 100 if you need it.
You get paid off my wife's birthday on Monday.
I was worried they would close it,
No.
and then I wouldn't be able to tap into it if I needed it.
Nope. You're paying more on that
You
Ford.
guys are great.
Hold on. Did you get that, Benny? We're great. Let's get that on a loop. You should take that. You should take the $4,000 on your HELOC, pay it off because you're earning less money in the bank than what the HELOC is costing you. That's what I wanted to say.
Yes, I know. I realize that.
All right,
yes.
hang on for your Mr. Floyd cleaning product, and thank you for listening to the show.
I think you really helped somebody just now.
We try.
We both do.
Well, and you want that tape.
I was looking at both of you.
I mean, it's like the two attorneys need to be pat on the
You're
heads
both
and get
named
gold
Dave.
stars.
Do you
I
know
mean,
what
it's the
I'm
love of
saying?
God.
Makes it hard.
Right. You want to.
I said you.
I know. No, it's like
Well, you didn't say ustedes. You all. That's the plural.
Dave, you got 30 seconds. Say goodbye and leave us with
is the
something.
plural of you.
Ustedes, yes.
Go.
630-285-5300. Always a free consultation. And thank you, David, for having us on today.
Liftingahero.com, Frank.
Yes, register your veteran. Liftingahero.com for a free stair lift. Give us a call at Access 630-616-6249.
Stephen A. Leahy, I get the pleasure of driving you home.
Certainly.
Are you still considering it?
Fight back. I got no choice.
If you can find his car.
.com.
I told his wife I'd bring him home. So if I don't, then I got to deal with Teresa.
No,
She scares me more
Stephen
than
trying to angrily give his email or website address.
Fightbacknow.com.
All right, Tom Jenke, if our listeners want to reach out to you to get more information, my friend.
They can call us at 708-343-3900, or more importantly, go to buildersupplyoutlet.com. You'll see everything in the store, prices.
I think we helped a lot of listeners today, Joe.
I think so. Do you know Bill Conforti?
Yes.
He likes our show.
Does he?
Yeah.
Is he
just sent me a
listening to
text.
WGN?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He sent me the text.
He's not listening to the score. He knows it's our. He knows that Lou
I like Bill Conforti.
ended the show at 10, right?
I like
Okay.
Bill Conforti.
That's nice. Okay. Hi, Mr. Conforti. Thank you for listening to the show. You want to leave us with a nugget of knowledge?
Yeah, I'm going to go see Chris Stapleton.
Okay, that's great. So anybody going to Milwaukee, look for Joe. Say, Joe, hi. He'll give you a hug.
Maybe
I would
stop
give
him
you
at the border.
Phone number, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Phone number, website, Joe.
Go ahead, play it.
Hang on, I got it right here. Hang on. Here we go. Boom.
Megapros.com.
That's awesome. And I got this for Joe Brand.
A soft falling ball towards my dominant hand.
That's one of the best ones. Hold on. We now have this on the board, Steve.
Fight back now.
I need one more angry. 312.
Get janky trying to find
Well,
his
you
car.
can't fight and not be. You're going to be fighting. You have to have.
If you could get janky trying to look for his car after he parked
The
it in a
highlight of the
different spot
show
than he's paying
behind the
for.
scenes is Tom Janke trying to do Park Chicago. We got exhausted.
But
I'm
I
just
don't
like,
think I think
knows-
he's paying for a spot that he didn't
he doesn't
use.
know where his truck
I
is.
already paid for a spot that I didn't use.
Exactly.
Right.
So-
So I just
He's
paid for.
ridiculous.
He's like 4 blocks away. He took down a zone number from 1942. 312. If
He
you want
did
to
the
reach
5K here.
If you want to reach me, it's 855-56-DAVID. Go to 56david.com. Thank you for listening, everybody. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Go Hawks. Go Bears.
Hi, this is Mike Houston with Lindholm Roofing. Winter is coming and so are Chicago ice dams. An improperly ventilated attic space will cause snow and ice to melt quickly due to trapped heat in your home's attic. Water runs down to the eave and gutter and refreezes, blocking continuing melting and giving water